Welcome to some sheer joy. Today's episode is brought to you by Gray Block Pizza. Gray Block Pizza, 1811 Pico Boulevard in Los Angeles. Gray Block, get that hitter. Today's episode is brought to you by, MeUndies. You probably spend about 90% of your living time or life in underwear. So don't you think you owe it to yourself to make sure you're wearing the softest undies in town? Who's got the softest ones? Oh, they do. That's why I only wear MeUndies. MeUndies are the softest ones. Think about something that's so soft. Maybe, what about a newborn duck that just got out of the dryer? MeUndies uses the coveted micromodal fabric, which is a full 3 times softer than cotton. So soft. Talk about different styles. MeUndies has them. You could get something special, something spectacular, something seasonal. Men can now try the new boxer brief with the fly, in case you want to do that old-fashioned wiener out the front instead of taking it over the gate. MeUndies also is the go-to for softest loungewear on the planet. MeUndies has a great offer for TPW listeners. For any first-time purchasers, when you order MeUndies, you get 15% off and free shipping. That's a no-brainer. Have a brain? Doesn't matter. Get 15% off the most comfortable undies you'll ever put on. To get your first 15% off pair, free shipping, and an 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/weekend. That's MeUndies.com/weekend. Wrap your crotch in podcast support. Today's episode is brought to you by Ridge Wallet. A lot of people, might have a wallet. Some of them might not. Some people are deceased. But the thing about the Ridge Wallet is it's something you put in the front pocket. No more of this back fancy pants. Your butt is all obscure. Oh, look at that guy. Look at the growth. Oh, he must have measles or mumps. Look at that hump on that boy. Things are different now. Now you can get that front pocket carry from Ridge. It's that front pocket wallet. Go to ridgewallet.com/TPW and use code TPW at checkout for 10% off that beautiful Ridge wallet. Do you have a lot of fancy wallets? Well, time for something new, something novel. I'm talking about that front pocket carry. Concise, concealable. Ooh, he's got that action. That's code TPW for 10% off at ridgewallet.com/TPW. Enjoy that front pocket carry. Some people say he's an arch rival, a nemesis, they say. Some people say that he is a myth. But do myths show up in the form of man? I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But I'll say this for 150%, that we have a young man in today, fresh off this documentary about his shoulders that's popping off. We have a cult leader. We have a film, television, Instagram, Vine star, phenom. This guy is he's the Will Smith of Vine. This guy is a haberdasher with his new babies line. This guy is the new Warren Jeffs to a lot of people. He's a comedian. He's a podcaster. I'm getting tired of introducing him. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Congratulations Pod, which I recommend you listen to if you want to get really dented, Mr. Chris D'Elia.
Are you bigger there than you are in America?
I think I might be an Australian comedian. Like
Are you what's his name? Arj Barker?
I know, yeah. Arj Barker sounds also like someone vomited, I feel like.
The name?
Yeah.
Just saying Arj Barker. One time I was in Montreal and I was like coming up and I felt like people were starting to know my name. And Arj Barker came down to the lobby and he was like, "Are you my driver?"
No.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. All right. Okay.
Okay, I'm on New Faces.
Yeah, I was like, no, this wasn't even, this was after that. I had like a fucking, and I was like, nah, I'm a comedian, and I laughed, and he was like, "Oh shit, okay." And then the next like 2 years later, I saw Arj Barker. He was at Starbucks, and he saw me. He was like, "Hey, Chris," and I was like, redemption.
Gotta drive. Yeah. Sorry, I'm parallel parked out front. Dude, you look big. You look older. You look.
I know.
You look different. I feel like. Are you doing anything different?
So I got.
What are you doing? What are you doing to kind of to take care of yourself?
Well, I work out a lot.
You do?
Yeah. And because like I get bored on the road, but then also I just was like, I want to do action movies.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I'm gonna do that, I have to actually do actual work.
You have to look the part.
Yeah. So I started working out really fucking hard.
Are you doing unique types of training? Because you seem like somebody that doesn't do. I see you in some of your videos. I see you. I know that they had the shoulder documentary thing that people were. That they're pitching outside, and stuff. And I know the shoulders are outside right now.
No, the guy, the crew.
They are.
I try to speed away, but they're fucking good drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, man. Well, it's the trapparazzi too. They're trying to get pictures of people's traps.
Right.
But are you doing any like a unique training? I see you doing like American Ninja Warrior stuff. When I think of you and get jealous a little, some of the jealous thoughts I have are of you swinging off of different stuff.
Thoughts of me, the jealous thoughts of me are all about me being active. I like that a lot.
Yeah, now they are, since you told me you wanted to be an action hero.
Right. So you've had those jealous thoughts for about 35 seconds.
Yeah. No, I've had them for probably 6 or 7 years.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I get like this first of all, like the movies that I am being considered for are like movies, TV are like all like comedy, silly. I'm either a young dad or I'm like I've just done. They're only going to offer you stuff that you've kind of already done,
right?
Because they can see you doing that.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Is that nearsighted by the industry?
Well, it's just safe, and I don't blame them because they know, take an action movie star. They're going to get offered action movie stuff,
right?
They're not going to. They're not going to, it might be a little bit out of the box to be like, well, can he do a romantic comedy? I don't know. Let's see him do it. Let's see him act. Let's see him audition or whatever.
Like, will people believe it?
Yeah, exactly. But for me, but I don't want to do this. Like, if I'm going to do a comedy, the best comedy for us that we're going to do is our stand-up.
Right.
Because it's exactly what we're going to do.
Right.
Yeah,
it is interesting. You start thinking sometimes, I got to fit in this role in a sketch or in a series. You're like, I'm already doing my whole series.
I know.
In a show.
And you're also if you're going to do a movie or a TV show, you're going to take a pay cut because you make more money doing stand-up. So if I'm going to take a pay cut, I want to do some shit I want to do. And to me, it would be awesome to do action or something hilarious like that.
I could see you doing in like a Deadpool, but sort of like in maybe like right outside of like, I don't want to say Oklahoma City, but maybe like Missouri.
I could do a Deadpool.
Kansas City. Like how they do the CSI in all the different areas, but they do the Deadpool, Kansas City. Yeah, I think. I mean, I don't know. I could see you also being a really unique villain in like a dark city, like a Gotham.
Yeah,
or not.
I definitely have the eyebrows for that.
Yeah,
but also I think what you're saying, I look different because I got a little gray than last year.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think so.
You do seem older or more confident, maybe, to me. You've always seemed confident, though, so you couldn't seem more confident than you had.
Do you ever grow this out? Because you probably have some gray, huh?
Yeah, I get gray. It's very scary. I have gray chest hair, too.
Oh, wow.
And somebody saw it the other day on a video, and it was like 70 people said something. And it hurt First, it hurt my feelings, then it reminded me of my grandfather.
Well, and that's kind of not bittersweet, but also to have 70 people talking about your fucking gray chest hair, that means you made it.
Yeah.
If you have 70 people talking about your gray chest hair, you made it. Yeah. But we're the same age.
Yeah,
right?
no, you are a couple months younger than me. I'm 39.
But that's we would say same age in life.
Yeah,
You wouldn't be like, no, I'm a few months older than you, because that would be so weird.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like we're both 39. You wouldn't be like, no, we're not the same age. My birthday's first.
Yeah. Well, tell him how old you really are. You know? It's just a couple days earlier.
Yeah.
That's like asking.
If somebody told me, by the way, we lie, you're 45, I'd be like, that makes a lot of sense. You know?
Like your family surprised
Dude,
you at dinner?
you could be 50. You could be 50.
No.
No? What do you think? Your real age. What's your real age, bro? Come on. Like, I'm not talking about, I know your real age is 39.
Is tops for me. I think I'm running under. I think I'm running at 37.
You think that's because of your brain or your body, though? Both?
Ooh, I don't know.
Maybe your brain.
To fade.
That's what I'm saying. If somebody told me, by the way, you're 43, I'd be like, you know what I would be like? You know that meme, that Weebay meme in The Wire, where he's like, that's what I would do.
Oh.
That's the fuck. Dude, if my dad was like, we lied to you. You were born in 1976. I would be like, okay. Now it makes sense. But I'm glad you lied. I would actually be happy that my parents lied.
Would you be upset at them or no? Really, though? If they're like, Chris, you're 43.
If they had a good reason, if they were like, yo, the reason is because we didn't want you to feel like, we wanted you to feel like everything you got in life, you got it, you know, not too old. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm 39 and I feel very accomplished for a 39-year-old.
Right.
But for a 45-year-old, I feel accomplished, but not very accomplished.
What's that next level? You think owning a tank?
Nah, well, I'll tell you what, dude. If I
could see you getting a tank.
If I had like, I mean, because here's the thing, but first of all, you can't keep a tank in LA, right? So you not only do you need the money for the tank, you need the money for to transport the tanker to wherever have.
Okay, you have to get the tank. You have to get it airlifted in.
I would say I would keep. You could probably keep it. You could probably keep it somewhere fucking shitty like Albuquerque. You could probably keep it in Albuquerque. Yeah. They would actually probably love it if I kept a tank there. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you'd have to. Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, Chris Lee keeps the tank."
Yeah, here. You know, Albuquerque. The Albuquerque would literally be like, Albuquerque is great because we have, whatever the crops they have. And then also Chris Lee keeps his tank here.
Yeah, spices. They have spices, I think.
Yeah, they probably do because it's close
Unique
to down
peppers.
south.
Oh, I remember on the news, that lady got mad at you on the news in New Mexico or wherever.
Yep.
And you made the news, bro. Did that blow your mind a little?
So, yeah, that was like one of the fucking, like you know what is cool about like a career is like all the stuff that you do like in the career, like you're like, okay, I want to do a stand-up special. And that's all the best shit. I want to be on a TV show. I want to fucking, and I did all that. I did the, Undateable. I did Whitney. I did the specials come out every few years. And it's like.
You did the roast too. I remember when you did the roast.
You do a roast.
Really,
things
really cool.
like that. You're like, you know what? These are the goals. These are the things that I want to do.
Yeah.
And not that they're expected, but you expect them to happen if you work very hard, right? Like the things like that though, or like. The things that come up, like, the Eminem thing, like that shit and the Albuquerque news, that shit is the shit that's like, wow, really, really special and really funny because you don't expect it to happen, but it's like the perks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they blasted me, and then I talked about it again, and then I made another segment on Albuquerque. Yeah, they did it twice.
And did they, because it seemed like some people came to your defense, but did you guys reconcile it at a certain point or no?
No.
Damn. So you would say you have active beef with?
Yeah, I will. I have active beef with Albuquerque, and I'll tell you what, I'll never squash that beef.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll never squash that beef until I'm 46 in a year.
Wow.
But I'm 39. Let's not actually make people actually think in case they just tuned in that I am 46. And I actually may be spending quite some time in Albuquerque soon.
Yeah.
Because I'm being serious. Yeah, I might be actually shooting a movie in Albuquerque.
And is it
hilarious.
Somebody, now this is a rumor that I also heard, that it's Breaking Bad the movie.
Yeah, it's Breaking Bad the movie. No, they are doing Breaking Bad the movie, but it's not that.
It's not that.
No, I'm not going to be in that.
You promise
so far,
it's
I'm not
not
going to be in that.
I
promise it's not that, yeah.
Are you someone who promises we can trust or not trust?
You can promise. If I tell you what, I have never, my track record is, I have never lied about Breaking Bad so far.
Wow.
And I'll keep that up.
Okay.
Yeah. It's nice you guys have a fucking plant here, by the way. This is hilarious.
Oh, wow. This is rock bottom.
Nah, but it's cool because I think I did one of the first episodes of your old studio, and this is the first one.
This is the first one
of the new one. Yeah,
it's crazy,
that's
man.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're out here.
You're gonna do like a wall.
I don't know what we're gonna do. You know the guy who did the cartoons though of all the different podcast people. We're thinking about getting that all around the wall in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, in there, yeah, that'd be awesome. But nobody would see that, right?
Right. It would just be for when people came in. We're going to
Yeah,
get like a ping
that's
pong
very
table
cool.
maybe in there, and
Cool.
like some places where.
It's crazy though. This is now fucking also so far for me. Like you guys only have like get a place in the fucking place. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's right,
You're
huh?
in the thick of it, but you're not. You're in the thick of it when we do stand up and all that shit. You're in the Comedy Store, and then your fucking first shit was in Marina Del Rey or wherever the fuck it was, and then the next shit is all the way over fucking here. I don't even know where we are.
Yeah. There's
Where is
golf
it?
near here. I know that.
Encino?
There's a golf course near here. Yeah.
I don't want to say the exact location. You know.
And they caught a serial killer not far from here too.
And Pauly Shore did a movie here.
That's right. He did.
Encino Man.
No, but the Encino is actually. This is Encino. Is this actually the movie? This is
where
where
the
he did
movie
it?
was.
This is where it was.
This is where they shot it. Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Encino Man.
Um.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. And also, you get to also work on the mic because Gianni Paolo, our former guest from last week, is here,
Mm-hmm.
and so he's now back.
On the Instagram, I said, "Oh, you guys got Gianni Paolo."
Yeah.
Yeah, you
saw
shit
that?
on me. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah.
I laughed at it.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Well, you had to laugh, Gianni. So you're still working here. So.
Yeah. But wow, you guys got good shoes too, though, the two of you. But what's up? You've been wearing those shoes.
They do. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
do
but
a
you've
lot
been
of,
wearing
He
those
wears
shoes.
K-Swiss.
Yeah.
You've been wearing.
I don't
those
do a
shoes.
lot of fancy footwear.
Yeah, but that's where you could really spice it up. But you spice it up in other ways. Like you got the Houston jersey on,
Yep.
and a goatee.
Somebody
I mean,
made me this Rat King. On
Oh
the
wow,
back.
that's really cool. That's
So-
fucking awesome.
Yeah,
But you
some
can't
made
really
me
wear
this.
crazy shoes if you have a
And I
goatee.
do the goatee. Would you ever do a
Yeah.
goatee?
No, never in my life.
Oh,
I would
come
never
on.
do it. Come on, and you know that. So don't even disrespect me by asking me that question. Yeah, you know what? That question, if I was in a different mood, could start a fucking war. Yeah, no, but it's not because we love each other. But like that, I would never have a goatee, and you know it. I would look horrible in a goatee.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
And that's what I used to think. And
Yeah,
I'm not
no,
sure
you
if
look.
I did.
It fits you. Well, you got a fucking mullet too, though.
Yeah.
it like
well, it's like
fits.
long hair. I mean, your hair is almost a mullet if you cut the sides. I mean, the
Yeah,
only
it would
difference
be a
between you and me
mullet.
is a little bit of this.
Yeah, it would be a mullet.
You know?
if I cut the sides.
But you could do. I almost see you being one of those guys who does your sideburns a half inch away from doing magic. You know that.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know
definitely.
that. I do know that. You're not telling me anything I don't know about that.
You know that,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. As a matter of fact,
Half inch away
I
from
got to
doing
tell you,
magic.
dude, I try to shorten it up, and I got the fucking thing, and I try to make it shorter and shorter, and I always think when I do it, I did it fucking 2 days ago. I was like, there we go, it's shorter, and then out in the day, I'm like driving, I see myself in the thing, I'm like, it still looks like a fucking goddamn. Almost a magician. I don't like that.
Yeah.
But I'll never. You know what? It's just like you just got to shake hands with who you are sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm almost a magician.
What are some things about you? If you had to change something, honestly, you had to change something about Chris D'Elia, you're like, oh, this has to go.
Calf
What is
power.
it?
Calf power. I would have calf power.
Yeah, you don't
I would
have any?
Yeah, no, I have no calf power.
Oh my
I
god,
have no
don't
calf power.
any.
You don't have any?
No, dude. If I even look up for a high book on a shelf, I fucking get
Yeah, you're tired, right? You
exhausted.
got to get
Yeah.
a water, dude. I have no calf power, and I love working out. And when it comes to calf, I just go, you know what? Fucking, I guess forget it, dude.
You just leave at the end and don't do them.
Yeah, I don't. I save them for the end, and then I don't do them. Yeah. I end the workout early, dude. My mom would always be like, when I was a kid, she would. This is the same kind of shit. She would be like, "What kind of homework do you have?" And I would be like, "Oh, I got English, I got math, I got fucking social studies, I got this." And she'd be like, "Okay, cool." And then like 5 o'clock would roll around, and she'd be like, "You should get started on your homework." And I'd be like, "You know what? I fucking talked to the math thing isn't due until fucking Tuesday, so I don't have to do that tonight." And then turns out social studies was a lot less than I thought it was. And she'd be like, "Oh, really?" I'd be like, "Yeah, okay." And then 9 o'clock, and she'd be like, "Did you do your homework?" I'd be like, "No, but it's actually okay." And she'd be like, "What?" And I would never do my homework. That's what calf exercises is like. I would never do, dude. I fucking wish I.
That's so true.
I tell you what, man.
I can really
You
relate to
did that shit, dude. I
Yeah.
tell you what. I wish. You know how they always say, like, kids, do your homework, stay in school. I wish I didn't do more homework.
Yeah.
I wish I did less homework.
Really?
Yeah, dude. We do dick jokes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't need to know about
work.
fucking imaginary numbers.
I didn't have to do any of that work.
Dude,
looking
when
back.
I did math, okay, when I was in math and I was not doing well in math,
Where'd you sit in the classroom?
the back until they made me sit in the
Oh,
front.
you sat in the
And
back.
They made me sit in the front.
Oh, that kid.
Because they were like, yeah.
Oh, there was always
yeah,
a kid that they moved up halfway through.
Like you thought the back was the worst until you got to the front. It was like they lapped you with the front. You could sit in the front and be like, oh, the back is the shit. And they're like, no, get back in the front. I was like, these motherfuckers, I'm lapping these people. That's how bad I am. So,
But then didn't all your friends in the back look so dumb then once you got to the front?
They
You
did,
looked
yeah,
back and you're
they
like,
did.
oh, those
They
kids
did.
are dumb
They
as
did.
fuck.
They did, and yeah, and you were even dumber, but they could only see your back, so it's okay. They couldn't see your face. Yeah, so I would do math, and then I got like we got to imaginary numbers, and I was like, if you're just gonna make this shit up from now on, I'll fail, and I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like fucking go. Where's the camera? Go fuck yourself with your imaginary numbers.
Yeah. And that's Common Core, man. When I was growing up, they had, it got all kind of crazy. Carry the one. I'm like, oh, this shit, it sounds like a fire hazard. Like, things got real vague and things were, it sounded like somebody was getting abducted. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Carry the one. I'm like, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
Yeah, I'm not getting involved.
I go single digits, and if you want, I could go a little bit of double digits, and then that's it, dude.
Yeah.
When you get into hundreds and carrying shit and exponents, right? Fuck out of here.
I'm out of here.
What am I, a scientist?
Yeah, what am I, a fucking burn victim, dude? You think I want to know how all these chemicals work?
I'm just like, dude, you want me to do this? I'm like, Chernobyl exploded anyway, and I don't have anything. Like, you got guys who do that shit. Me? Fuck out of here, dude.
That's true. What are we going to do with that information, man?
Yeah.
Dude, remember learning about how, like, a neighborhood worked? Remember that? Where the postman should go in the neighborhood to be most effective?
So we never learned that.
Yeah.
My town, we never learned that, and I don't think that that's a class. But you maybe learned that. That would be amazing if there was a class on how a neighborhood worked. You know what, dude? There should be a fucking class on how. Because here's the thing: there should be these should be the classes.
Okay.
For real.
Okay, let me
Fuck
hear
math,
some of
get
them.
out. English a little bit up to like 4th grade.
Yeah.
And then high school, no, you don't need English in high school. You don't need English in high school.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you don't know English, how do you even get to high
If
school?
you're in 8th grade and you don't know how to talk, you have to join the army, basically, right? Because and you're frontline. You understand?
Oh, yeah,
you're not the guy in the back.
No.
By the way, army. That's
opposite of a classroom.
Yeah, it's opposite. Yeah, you're dumb as fuck. You're in the front. They're all the lapped motherfuckers.
Oh, you're catching bullets.
So
up
yeah.
there.
You're the
They
guy.
teach you how to catch bullets with your heart.
Yeah, exactly. Or a head, head or heart. Johnny caught it in the shoulder. Not good enough. Not good enough. So
Okay, so that's 2 of the classes.
they're
English
gone.
is out.
English is out. Right. Social studies. By the way,
That's where you learned about the neighborhood.
what is it?
Yeah.
But it's not though. Do you understand?
It's
You learn
neighborhood.
more
It's what
about-
statues are.
Right. So this is what it should be. Actually, for real, how a city or neighborhood works. Okay. That should be class, and we call that what?
Just basically street beats.
All right, cool. I like that. It's a good class name. Also, if the class names were hip,
Yeah. I would
if the
take,
class names were hip like that, I would be
Yeah.
in it, man.
yes, sir. I'd take street beats, boy.
Yep. Street beats, AP Street beats.
Yeah,
Yep.
street
Yep.
beats, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, Larry got a tattoo.
Now, why did Larry get a tattoo? Right. Yeah. So today we're learning class why Larry got a tattoo, and I'm in the front. Right? Is it because his name is Larry? All guys named Larry have a tattoo. If you ever met a guy who's named Larry and doesn't have a tattoo, and he's not in the Three Stooges, you haven't met a Larry. I'll tell you that much. So
you got street beats.
So street beats.
Swimming, huh?
Depends. Really, not in Indiana,
Right.
but in LA, yes.
In the
beaching.
beaching.
You know what I mean, West Coast, East Coast.
Being a beach guy.
Yeah.
Beach guy.
Maybe like up near, some fucking city west of Portland, you might learn that.
Body style, or let me think.
You learn. You know what a good class would be? Like to learn who an alpha is. Like you have to understand who the alphas are, and we call the class the pecking order. Or something. You understand?
Pecking order.
Like you don't
PO, they call it for
okay,
short.
yeah. Who do you have for PO?
Yeah.
And it would be like this real fucking. Either you would have teachers that were like real alpha, or these real beta motherfuckers that were like, look, I understand who I am, and it's okay if this is who you are, but you need to know who you are. And if an alpha walks in the room, you kind of look at them like, you know what I mean? Like,
Just water the plants again.
Yeah, exactly. How do you look at how you offer him a lollipop or whatever the fuck it is? Like who, you understand, not class.
Right, pecking order.
Yeah. It would be like, Greg, stand up, show us how you look at an alpha. And he'll be like,
Yeah.
because I'm a beta? Yes. And then Greg goes like this, and you're like, A+.
Oh, yeah. A plus, Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, just keep hanging the Christmas ornaments, Greg.
Right,
He'll be
right,
over there under the
100%,
mistletoe. He'll be over there under the mistletoe.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think how to behave at functions is another one,
That's
maybe.
a good one.
Function
Yeah.
behavior.
That could probably be in PO.
Yeah.
It could be in PO.
Yeah, it could be like a
'Cause alphas-
second year.
Yeah, because alphas behave differently than betas.
It's different. Alphas will leave a place early, kind of to go do something better, even
And
though
get
they're
there
not
late.
doing anything, and get there late.
the alphas are only in places for like 25 minutes.
Yeah, sometimes they barely even show up. They get there late and they left early.
Yeah, would you say you're an alpha?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I think I'm more
Really?
of a beta. Probably.
Really?
I'm like one of those Chinese fighting fish. I think. What are those betas? Yeah.
But I think they have their own alpha beta shit going on.
Well, I mean, they're suicidal. Some of them.
Yeah.
But they only think they're killing themselves. Because a lot of them think it's a mirror and they're killing themselves. That's why they do that.
That's so fucking interesting. You know what? You came to a dinner once and you came late and left early. Remember that dinner?
Oh, yeah, I did.
So you might have been alpha.
Yeah, because you guys. First of all, it was a dinner in the dark outside.
Well, but that's
restaurant.
that's what a nice place is.
It's crazy.
You don't go to a fucking bright place for dinner, dude. What do you fucking? You make some money. You got to go fucking dim the lights, bro. I make money.
No.
Yeah,
I want to see what I mean, bro.
No, dude, that's why because you're poor in your heart. That's why you're poor in your heart. You gotta let that go.
That's true, man.
You are poor in your heart. You know,
I really am,
Yeah, it's
man.
okay. But that's okay though. That's why people like you, bro. That's
Yeah.
one of the reasons why people like you. That's why I like you. It's one of the reasons why I like you.
Yeah?
Yeah. We're very different, but we also we vibe off each other. And I'll tell you too, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. You thought you'd be all alpha by coming late and leaving early?
Yeah.
I paid for your meal.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I paid for your meal. So you're not gonna out alpha me, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, what am I gonna do? And I took what we should have learned in school, and I was like, it was like that meme with the fucking who's the guy?
Zach Galifianakis.
Yeah, Zach Galifianakis doing all the math, and I was like, pay for it. I was like, I got bye, I got it, and I'll pay for it. And they all went, oh, they did the Weebay meme.
That's a pecking order.
Yeah,
Dude, are you starting to live through memes, you think?
I don't know. I did 2 meme jokes, and I think that's probably it. I think that's probably it for the day, probably. Yeah, I thought about that when I said that. I was like, too many meme jokes, but
What
is what it is.
how was they recently this guy was on trial for that Nexium cult, and so I want to see, do you see that kind of stuff in Fear where the babies and you guys could all end up?
So what's he in trouble for? I haven't heard about this.
He's in trouble, I think, for sex trafficking and also produce crossing state lines. They did some other thing where
Really?
they're getting him for everything. I mean, once you go down for sex trafficking, they throw in this fucking, they throw the sink out with the
They
strawberries,
got you for taxes too.
Yeah.
So I
Do you worry about things devolving there?
no. The only thing I worry about is the people taking it for what it's not, for making it different than what it actually is. We live the hedonistic lifestyle. It's about fucking and sucking.
Yeah.
And we hang out, dude.
Oh, yeah.
But nobody fucks and sucks if you don't want to. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. It's a
yeah, it's a mutual thing.
Right. It's not,
dude.
It's not people surprising.
No.
people that,
Hey, what's up?
Okay, because I saw a good bit of dent merch at a lot of my shows. People wear to fuck with me.
But it's all love.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's all love, right? But when you got people comment on my shit, fuck you, you're not funny at, like Theo Vaughn. They don't get it.
Yeah.
You don't understand, bro. This is all love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's fun. It's like it's like Game of Throw rugs.
100%.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna. I tell you what, it's not. It's not Game of Thrones.
No.
Yeah.
I'm on season 3 too. Don't give me any spoilers.
I'm on season 5.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay. Are
So
you
I
really?
couldn't even, I couldn't
Oh
even.
my
yeah.
god! How are we not doing a recap show?
I don't know.
How are we not doing a fucking recap
Yeah.
show,
It's
man?
not Tiger Belly because that's basically what 90.
Oh
minutes
yeah,
of that
yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
That's all they talk about?
Really? I
Oh,
don't
they're
know.
running out of things to talk about, dude. Once Bobby couldn't get erections anymore, they've totally struggled with some things to talk about over there.
Yeah.
They've almost got that Filipino kid. They've almost got him. He's almost full time now.
Wow. Imagine Bobby for real. Like someone was like, "I'm gonna kill your family if you don't actually do a real style performance singing and actually try and take it seriously."
Yeah.
His whole family would die.
Yeah.
Because there's no way in hell Bobby could get out into like a 2,000 seater and perform for real like Frank Sinatra songs without thinking about maybe being funny and then pushing it a little bit, and then they would just literally slice his family's heads all off like that, bro. And I'll tell you what, you couldn't either.
You don't think?
I think you could take it seriously. God damn, that's even funnier.
That's a good question.
Even
if I could or
imagine
not.
you singing in front of 2,000 people, killing it.
You're than an eagle.
Yeah, I think honestly you could do it.
'Cause you are the wind beneath.
But it would be so bad.
my wings. It'd be so bad. And here's the part though. It would start to be so bad and you would know it's bad.
Yeah.
You would want to start to vibe on how bad it is and you couldn't. You have to keep
The
riding.
comic in us. Yeah.
Yes, the comic in you.
Yeah.
But Bobby, not a chance.
No,
man.
Bobby would die immediately. Bobby would be like, like what's the song like?
Bobby
If
had a
I-
poop outside.
Yeah. If I could turn back the hands of time, Toki. Like he would do that, and then they'd be like, bang, 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 his whole lineage. Yeah, he couldn't do it. I thought about that. I thought about that on the way over here. Actually, I did. I know. I did. I was like, I bet Bobby couldn't do that.
Jesus, man. Have you seen any of your babies get out of line and you had to fucking put them back in the crib?
Well, yeah, but I don't put them back. I don't call them out because I feel like maybe they're going to be crazy. Once they you want to get lost? You want to get lost, bro? In your head, you're lost.
Yeah.
I'm not the guy.
Yeah.
What am I? I'm a gatherer?
Yeah, no.
Not really.
I'm not a
bro.
stepdaddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So
Do you see though that some of them, are you worried some of them might do crime?
some of them do crime.
Jesus Christ.
Bro, let me ask you a question.
Wow.
You see this?
Yeah, what's this? No, what's this?
A guy in a baby shirt
Uh-huh.
was caught on camera. He took a package off someone's.
Holy fuck. Did you know this? You just brought it
I
up.
swear to God, I had no idea.
Yeah.
But these guys are both big fans
How
of
did
yours.
you find?
Way bigger fans than they are of mine. They've never bring up shit from me. So, very fascinating.
I saw this on Twitter and I replied.
Oh
Can we see more about this?
My
This is unbelievable.
God.
It says, "Does anybody know these men? They stole 2 packages from my neighbor," and it's a screenshot of a security cam.
no, dude.
Clear as day, you can see babies.
This
on the
is
shirt.
hilarious.
And oddly, the one guy looks just like you, Nick, the guy in the blue.
yeah, that's Nick.
Which is very interesting. You didn't know this, though. Yeah, this is driving me nuts. Can you unplug
Oh yeah,
this thing?
can turn it down 1.
Oh man, that's funny as shit.
Wow, yeah, I had no idea. So this guy did some crime, and he's a babies. He wears
so
a baby's
that's
gear.
the thing. Like, I don't want him doing that.
Yeah.
But I can't.
The number 1 reply was a quote from you. It said, "People in this cult have literally killed people."
I'm just gonna say that to you. And that's not my. But that's what I'm saying to you. Like, you think about, you did the last show in Brisbane, 3,000 people.
Yeah.
You think none of those guys? You think none of those guys killed anybody? That's just too many people.
Yeah.
In Australia, maybe in Australia they didn't.
Yeah.
If you did a show 3,000 people in America, fucking 7 people have killed people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, I remember when I was
we don't do background checks.
Yeah.
Not in my cult.
Yeah. I remember when I was young and they had class and they said that when we walked into class, statistics, the guy said there was 700 people in class and he said, statistically speaking, 2 of you guys will be registered sex offenders. It was like one of the first things he
Jesus,
said.
where did you go to school?
Louisiana State.
Yeah, Louisiana. That's the only
And
one.
I remember that's when I stood up and yelled, "Not it." That's what I remember I yelled.
That's
which
hilarious.
crushed, bro.
Did you actually
right?
do that?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really funny.
Crushed, dude.
Wow. And wait, was that freshman year?
Yeah, it's freshman year.
Wow, so that was your whole fucking. You were the funny guy immediately then.
Yeah, at
They
that
were like,
point,
we get it.
nobody fucked that guy either, man. Wow. That guy jerked himself off often, though, at the house.
The-
do you
the-
masturbate at your age, or did you do it more when you were younger? What's that journey been like for you?
I don't know. I don't really do it too much. I do it more on the road.
Yeah.
You know. But are you what I feel like, you know what, dude? You jerked off a lot when you were younger.
Oh, yeah.
I could tell.
The 20s I did over in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
I've come in that area a lot, brother. Not
Yeah.
proud of it either.
Yeah.
We're
But-
trying to get away from it, but there's a porn place right across the hall now, so Theo's gonna have.
What do you mean, though?
They're like an agency. A porn
Oh,
agency.
wow.
So they're gonna be coming in and out.
Right across the hall.
You want 10% of this?
I know, huh? Oh.
So wait, I was gonna say, hold on. There was a thing about jerking off.
Yeah, I try not to jerk off anymore now. I quit
Yeah,
watching
well, yeah,
porn.
you-
I'm like a year off pornography
You're so
almost.
a guy that
For
would be
4
like,
months.
you know what? I'm gonna try to not jerk off. Why?
Because it just makes me feel weaker. It makes me feel sad if I
Why?
jerk off.
Why?
I don't know why. It's a good question. But it makes me...
A lot of people feel that way.
Really? Immediately it makes me feel that way. It makes me feel ashamed of myself.
That's so weird to me.
Yeah,
we're
no,
both
I understand.
Weird. We're both
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, no,
I'm not
yeah,
saying
yeah.
that's a bad thing, but
Yeah, no, I don't think you are. I think you're just discussing it. But yeah, man, I just feel if I jerk off, I'm like, fuck, man. You know?
why?
Such a fucking loser. I don't know why.
That's so
But it's a real
interesting.
thing.
But it's just like eating.
Yeah. It's not like eating. It's like barfing. I feel like out of your wiener. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like,
It's
yeah.
like both of those, but like in a way, it's like both of those. Like it's barfing out of your wiener, but it's also You just do it.
I feel like if I injected it back into my body,
You'd feel a lot better.
yeah.
That's
So it's something about like losing my steam, losing my manhood, losing my machismo.
that's
know?
very, very ancient of you.
Is it? You think?
You're a very ancient. Like you should be in like Grecian old like. You know what I
Really?
mean?
You think I seem ancient?
I would be.
Thanks, dude.
I think no. I think that when you come, you feel ancient as shit afterwards. But I think that you. Here's the deal. You know, in like Greece, like however many years ago, thousands of years ago, or fucking however many years ago, they would be like, we have to fuck these boys to make them men.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you know about that?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen like, oh yeah, I've heard about it.
Yeah. So if I was transported back into that time, and they said, "Hey, this is how we do it. You have to do it," I would be like, "Okay, I'm not going to do that." And I think it would be fucking so many years before I cracked. I think for you it would be 8 days.
Really?
Yeah.
You think I'd? Give
I think
in
you'd
quick?
be like, "I don't know," and they'd be like, "This is what we do," and you'd be like, "No," and a week would go by, and you'd be like, I guess I gotta fit in. And 8 or 9 days, you'd be like, if this is how they do the manhood thing,
And what do I do after that?
you feel real bad.
But like in the coming weeks and months and years, what happens to me?
Well, you probably, I mean, you probably just become Grecian and you're fucking that guy. I don't do that. Yeah.
That makes me sad. Yeah, I would hate that, dude. I'd hate to be fucking some guy from a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I would
You
too.
imagine
dude.
that? Like, it's hard enough probably banging some guy you don't even want to fuck these days, you know? But imagine 1,000 years ago banging some
Yeah.
dude. When people are like, hey, you know, people think it's magic. People don't know what it is.
Yeah, and I'll also tell you that they were not clean.
Oh.
They were so dirty. They were just outside a lot more, you know?
All the hair on them.
Yeah.
Different times, dude. No, bro, don't make that sound. That's one of the worst sounds people make. My freaking grandfather used to always make that.
Yeah.
You think when you're old, you give a fuck anymore? You don't. You're fucking nothing. Nothing gets you fired up anymore. You think when you're older?
I think, yeah. And I can't wait for that.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you tired?
I can't wait for that, dude. I already feel like I don't want to do so much shit. Like there's like 3 things I like doing, you know? And sometimes jerking off and coming is one of them. So don't take that from me. Don't try to like be like, I feel bad.
Yeah, you're right. I wish I
did
did it, man. I wish
Yeah.
it was awesome. Like I just got up in the morning, I was like, I'm gonna fucking jerk off real quick
Yeah.
and then enjoy the rest of my experience today. It's just not how it works
Well,
for
let me
me.
ask you a question. Do you? And I don't even really like talking about this, but do you take your time doing it, or do you just do it to get it done?
I can get it done in less than a minute. I don't ever take more than 2 minutes.
That might be one of your problems.
You think so?
Take yourself out on a date, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like go out to dinner.
Oh, it's not a
dress
bad
nice.
idea. Do something nice.
You know
huh?
what I mean? Go to like fucking Pizza Cucina or some nice shit. I don't even know if that's a place, but like some
Yeah.
place that would sound like that, and go
Go to like a Hardee's that has an upstairs.
Yeah,
in it.
100%. Be like, yeah, you're like, are you guys seating up there? And they'd be like, nah. I'm like, I'm on a nice date. And they'd be like, all right, we got one seat up there.
Sure. Yeah.
And you just sit there, you drink some wine or whatever the fuck you don't drink, but like you get some club soda.
Yeah.
And you just fucking, you have a conversation with yourself, you know?
Dude, that's
like
not
not out loud, but in your head. And then you go home and you fucking think and like, you know, that was nice.
Yeah.
And if there was somebody there, you would be like, that was very nice, wasn't it? And they'd be like, yeah, it was nice.
Yeah. I
Have
could
a good
do
time,
that.
dude. Shake hands with who the fuck you are, bro. And then
Yeah.
go home, turn on some Netflix, maybe watch fucking Always Be My Maybe, and then afterwards or in the middle, you know what I mean? Because you know when you're watching a Netflix
Do
with
you
a girl.
pause it or do you keep going?
No, you keep it going.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
I
you
pause
do.
it.
No, you don't though. Think about if you're with a chick, you don't
Yeah.
pause it.
I
You-
pause it to let
you
her know.
pause it?
Yeah.
That's a boss move. Wow, you're an alpha.
Am I?
Oh, hey, bro, think about that shit. You're watching a movie with a chick, you're watching, you just go boop. That's amazing, bro. I don't pause it. You know why? I'm too scared.
Really?
Yeah, bro. You keep it going. You go like, well, you know.
You gotta pause it, man. You already watched 11 fucking 12 minutes of
I
it.
know, because you want to keep it. See, that's actually a good move, because then it's like you're like, I'm pausing this because I want to kiss you, but just so you know, I want to get back to this movie afterwards. You're not that important for me to miss this movie.
Yeah, who knows?
But you know, what I've been working on a lot lately is a lot
Yeah,
like
what is
that.
it?
Is when I'm staring at somebody, and then they look at me. You know, the instinct is to look away, but that's a bitch move. You gotta keep staring at them. If you're staring at them, and they catch you, you're like, this is what I was doing, and I'm not stopping because you chose to live your life.
Wow.
That is something you got to do. I've been working on that. It's very hard for some reason. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's very hard because it's extremely unnatural.
I know, it's very unnatural. But I think that we can switch that. I think that we can change that. I think we can change that. Because here's the thing. I want my kids to fucking do that.
Right.
So I have to work on it for myself. And this way, when they're growing up and they see me doing that,
be psychos.
Yeah, they're gonna be real
They're gonna be in the
psycho.
front yard just looking at the fucking neighbors.
Yeah, I can't wait. I actually can't wait.
The neighbor's out there picking up dog shit and looks
Yeah.
over at him. They don't
My
look
son's
away.
just like a fucking serial killer. What the fuck is wrong with those kids? And then I call them, and they go hello, and I say nothing. Click, because nothing's wrong with them. This is how I designed my kids, bro. If I could build kids, that would be amazing. Build my kids.
Yeah.
Do you know how you can like customize Nike? If they had
Yeah.
kid ID or whatever the fuck,
Yeah.
I would do that shit on a website. Click, click. I want his arms a little shorter, his legs a little longer. whatever the
Camouflage
fuck.
elbows. What else would you do?
Yeah. What I would make them look. You know what I would do? I would make them whatever it is. I would make them look real bad in like any kind of like stupid as shit outfit. I would make sure he has the body only to wear normal fucking clothes because I don't want him getting fucking artsy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want him being like I saw a guy the other day in a skirt, but not because he identified as a woman or was gay, just because he thought it was cool.
Oh,
My
yeah.
son's not doing that shit.
That's a James
If you
Smith
identify
shit.
as a girl, fine. That's fine. Wear the skirt. If you're gay, wear the skirt, but don't be the guy that's like, this looks good on me, and I fuck chicks.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, Jaden Smith dresses like a Scottish man, like
Yeah.
an old Scottish man.
Yeah.
Dang, I wish you could smell my breath right now. Did I say my breasts? Nope. I'm saying breath because I got that meat on my grill type of smell. If you sniff my teeth, you'll smell meat because I've been having some Omaha steaks. Right now, Omaha isn't just about the College World Series. It's about steaks. And it's about giving a limited time Father's Day gift offer to my listeners. Go to omahasteaks.com and enter code PAST in the search bar for 74% off that Father's Day steak fix gift package. That's a $235 value now for only $59.99. You telling me your daddy or stepdaddy don't like steaks? You're wrong. Order now. You'll get 2 tender filet mignons, 2 bold top sirloins, 2 savory pork chops, 4 Omaha Steaks burgers, 4 massive jumbo gourmet franks, 4 crispy chicken fried steaks, all beef meatballs, 4 premium chicken breasts, and more and more and more. Give this amazing gift package as a gift for dad or stock up for yourself for that incredible summer of grilling. All at 74% off. Order now and you can get this exclusive Omaha Steaks Father's Day Steak Fix package valued at $235 for just $59.99. My God, that's a lot of meat at a decent rate. Just go to omahasteaks.com and type code PAST into the search bar. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com. Type PAST in the search bar to get the Father's Day Steak Fix package today. It's a lot of meat, huh?
Yeah.
This past weekend is brought to you by Skillshare. Sometimes you think you know a skill and then you get out in the world and you don't. Sometimes people say, oh, you could do cement, and you get out there by the mixer and you got the rake and the shovel and then you ain't doing shit, you know? But things can change, and Skillshare is here to help. Skillshare, an online learning community for creators with more than 25,000 classes in business, design, and more. You'll discover countless ways to fuel your curiosity, creativity, and your career. Take classes in social media marketing, mobile photography, creative writing, even illustration. I'm on there right now on Skillshare trying to find ways that I can more fine-tune things that I do on social media. Whether you're looking to discover a new passion or start that side hustle, gain skills anyway, Go to Skillshare. It's there to keep you learning and reaching new goals. Join the millions of students, I'm talking millions, already learning on Skillshare today with a special offer. Get 2 months of Skillshare for free. That's right, Skillshare is offering this past weekend listeners 2 months of unlimited access for over 25,000 classes for free. Go to Skillshare.com/Theo Von. Again, go to Skillshare.com/Theo Von to get your 2 months started now. Skillshare.com/Theo Von. And thank you so much for supporting this past weekend. Yeah, I could see what would be cool if your kids were immediately the same height as you, like once they hit like 9 years old or 11.
That would probably be an advanced package you'd have to buy.
Yeah. But can you imagine, dude, some 11-year-old same height?
You know what I would do?
Weaker neck and arms, though?
Fucking calf power. I'd have my kid have a calf power. Because
like
I don't have
20%. You'd have like maximum 20 on calves.
Yeah. Fuck,
like,
man.
Damn, look at the calves on that guy.
Brown eyes, not blue eyes. No way. Have you ever met a guy with blue eyes? Do you have blue eyes?
No, I don't have blue eyes, dude. Look at me. I'm 5 feet away from you.
You got like brown eyes?
Green eyes,
yeah. I would never trust a guy with blue eyes. They're just hands down. It's just
Nick
weird
has
to me.
them.
But it's
Very
not.
bizarre.
I'll tell you
So
what,
does
Nick.
Gianni,
But I'll
yeah.
tell you what, Nick. That's not sexy to have blue eyes as a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
And
think so?
Also, blonde hair. You're pushing it.
He's pushing. He dyes.
Yeah,
his
you don't
hair,
have blonde
too.
hair as a guy. A guy with blonde hair, no. A guy with blonde hair, blue eyes, no way.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. You got to look good in a fucking black leather jacket as a dude. And if you have blonde hair, you don't. You got to
Yeah.
wear a brown leather jacket.
Ooh, brown leather jacket. Some my mom wears.
But it's okay to wear a brown leather jacket sometimes. But if you're a blonde guy, you got to wear it all the time, and that's not okay.
I don't know.
Well, I do. And that's how it is.
Damn,
Yeah.
okay, wow. Oh, I didn't. I'm glad somebody had an
Bro, I
insight.
spend my time thinking about this shit.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So, do you think ideas just come into your head, or where are they?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, how do
Are
you
you
think
always
of
just
shit?
like thinking of something?
Yeah.
Like you see something, you're like, oh, I'm gonna think about this.
Yeah. I think about it all the time. I don't think about the shit that matters.
Yeah, you don't.
Not fun.
I fucking just worry about the shit that matters.
Yeah, but you also have that fucking thing where it's like, I wonder what Bobby looked like with different lips. Like, you
Yeah.
would think about that.
Yeah, I think about Bobby a lot, dude, because I worry that he's just not living up to his full potential.
Right. So you think about that, which is very nice. But also you might think,
What it's like inside of his girl.
Oh, no. But you make up shit. Don't you make up situations in your head? I do it all day
No,
long.
you do this.
All
That's one thing I'm envious
day
of. I think
long.
I used to be able to do it more, and I don't know what happened to me as I got older. I got more worried about shit.
I mean, that's what my podcast is. It's
Yeah.
what if this happened and then that happened, and then for some reason people listen to it.
Yeah, you're good at that, man. You're good at being like, what?
Yeah. I don't
and
know
then
why
like
I do
taking us
that.
into like an alternate universe, but it's good. I think it's what makes you a good actor. It's like you have an interest in taking people into an alternate universe. I think it's one of the things that maybe make you want to be a fighter, like a superhero or in that universe, is because you want to be in these alternate universes. You want to be able to shoot a laser out of your fucking neck bone. Like you want to be able to lift it up into a fucking galaxy ship.
Yeah.
I think these are things that that seem realistic on you because you kind of you kind of live them out in your everyday. Even some of your old images I remember on your website. You're shooting a fucking water gun on top of a
Punisher
fucking
shoot, yeah.
whale's back or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, where is this motherfucker, dude? He must be by the airport or something.
You can't check yourself though, that's the thing. Like you're good at that, but you also you check yourself sometimes.
Yeah, I think I check myself often.
Yeah,
man.
but you also don't. But you also is what makes you so fucking funny is like you have your own language and shit. Like we actually kind of both have that. Like, you know what I mean? Like I hear people doing your terms and shit, but like you have a style where like you're so you, and that's because you let yourself be that way.
Yeah.
That's when you're best, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's what most people think about you, And then like you go off and you worry about stuff after that.
Yeah, that's what I do
Yeah.
immediately when I
Yeah.
get on.
Yeah, you don't have to do that.
First, I see if
God.
Neil Brennan has any advice for me, and
Right.
then I just go worry
Yeah.
about myself.
And he does.
And he does, yeah.
Yeah.
He usually has a couple of fucking free insights. What about this though, dude? Do you think that do you find I find sometimes I have trouble telling a story that I've told before after a while on the road and making it
Yeah.
feel genuine to myself?
Interesting. Well, you're like a storyteller, pretty
Right.
much, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like telling stories.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're fucking, you should.
Right.
You should.
You
think.
kind of are though.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Sometimes it's weird. Like I'll do a bit like 5 times and it'll crush and then it'll drop off after like 5 times, and then I'll get it back for a while, and then like after like 7 months. I think that's what you're talking about. Like, I'll just be like, I'm just doing this. I'm just saying this.
Yes, that's what it starts to be. And I can't find my way out of that. It's like every time I'm like, okay, I'm going to make it fresh this time. I'm going to make it new. And I'll try to, but it just doesn't. But a newer bit always does better.
I know. And it's kind of sucks too, because like a bit is so much better. Like, do you ever do like the other day I did some shit that I've been doing. Then I did a new bit and it worked and it was good. It wasn't amazing, but it was good. And then I went into my old shit, like that from that I've been working on. And it was just like, oh, that's how a bit works. It was like boom, 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 boom. And I was like, fuck, I got to get that new bit to that.
Right.
But the new bit is the shit. The laughs that you're getting from the new bit are the shit where they're like, they're laughing because they feel you excited about it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's what it is. And they can understand your excitement.
Yeah. So I always like think about like I laugh a lot on stage.
Yes.
And people are like, are you laughing? Is that real? And the truth is, I'm laughing not at what I'm saying. I'm laughing at the fact that I can't believe I get to do this for a job.
Right.
And it's so fun. And I'm like looking at you guys and like, you think this is funny? Like I'm already there right now. Like I'm like, this is fucking awesome. And that's why I'm laughing. Like, I can't believe you let me do this as a job. And these jokes that I thought of, a lot of them I thought of on stage. So I laughed when I was saying them. So I just keep that vibe, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm laughing. I know I've said this shit before, you know?
Right.
But it's a genuine laugh, you know?
Yeah, it's fun to see. It's fun to know that people are going to enjoy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Knowing that they're about to enjoy it or that they are having a good time. It's like,
yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, I feel like as an audience member, like you see the spark in the comedian and they're enjoying it and having fun. You have that smile on your face. And I think that's what really is like, oh, they're so like in touch with this. And then after a while, like obviously you're doing the same joke. It's like you're not as excited telling the story, so the crowd isn't excited hearing it.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like an energy thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it must be. Yeah. And it must be, that's why sometimes it's not like I want to tell them the story because they've never heard it, but it doesn't land as great as it once did.
But
and
you know what,
like,
though? Sometimes it does, and you just don't think it does, you know? Like, you ever have those sets where you're like, oh, they didn't like me. And then they come out, like, if there's a meet and greet, and they're like, dude, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And you're
like in Minnesota?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, you didn't seem like it.
Yeah.
You're like, all right.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And I guess maybe if you hear if you hear a song enough, if you know the cadences of their laughter at certain points, and you hear it's just like hearing a song enough where you're like, oh, the song is still good, but it's not the same as this new song that I'm playing.
Right, yeah.
When I tell these new jokes and I get different laughs on
Like,
them.
remember the first time you heard fucking hot in, it's so hot in here.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, what?
Yeah.
That fucking Nelly song? Bang, bang.
Yeah, so good.
But now you'd be like, okay. Well, maybe now you'd be like, oh, I remember that. But like after like, here's the thing, dude. Songs like 4 years later, you're like, get this shit off.
Yeah.
But songs like 8 years later,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, this shit rocked.
Yeah, we did
That
that.
you got to get back to that point in your act, you know? Or at least for me, that's what I think. Like, I'll do the song, I'll do the joke. It's banging because it's a hit. It's a new song that just came out, and then it drops off because it's like you're in the 3-year thing where you're like, oh, this is like an old song.
Yeah.
And then it's like when I was young, when I was 15 and 16, I started getting embarrassed hanging out with my dad because that's like the age you get embarrassed. Hanging out with your parents.
Yeah.
And my dad said, we used to hang out. What the fuck? And I said to him, yeah, but it only lasts for like a few years. When I'm 19 or 20 after high school again, it'll be cool to hang out with you again. He was like, really? And I was like, yep. And it's true.
Wow.
It's that thing you got to get back to being a 19-year-old again where it's cool hanging out with your dad. No,
But
makes
you
sense.
knew that in advance and told your dad that?
Yeah. My dad always brings it up. He was like, dude, how did you know that in advance? And I was like, I don't know. I think I just saw people doing it.
Do you know all of it, like all the beats of the life, and then it's just like are you
think so.
So how are you enjoying it then if you already know it all, if you like know that how it's all going to kind of break down and when to do what?
Yeah, but it's like because the anticipation is what the most fun which is the fun. It's like when you're like let's go to Vegas and you're in Vegas it's usually not as fun as the whole fucking let's go to Vegas thing.
Right.
The
Yeah.
way there, on the way there is the best part because you're thinking about fuck yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Do you think you could ever fall victim to a surprise party or not?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It was bullshit.
It was it?
No, it was great, but it was bullshit that they got me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you seem like the kind of guy who would not let people get him on a surprise party. It's your fucking birthday, I mean, it's...
She got me. It was fucking 2000. It was 2007.
Wow.
6. She fucking got me, man.
What, was it at a restaurant?
It was at a bar. It was a bar restaurant, yeah.
Wow.
I don't think a place exists anymore. I think after that night they shut down.
Damn, like,
But,
damn. We got to
can't believe they got me.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't think that I would be able to get got now.
really?
I
Yeah.
don't think so, bro.
Yeah, you seem way too... Like, you seem like the kind of guy who, like, as somebody's walking into a restaurant, would be like, hey, it's a surprise party
Yeah.
when you get in there. Don't
Yeah.
let them...
Yeah. I would be like, I mean, even now, like my birthday's in March, but when somebody's like, you want to hang out and it's September, I'm like, better not be a fucking surprise. no, not for my birthday. Not a surprise party. Yeah.
We got some questions that came in for Crystalia. Let's see them. When's your new film coming out, Chris?
I don't know. I think in the fall, but I'm not sure.
Are you excited about it? Are you nervous about it?
Nah, I'm yeah, whatever. It's fine, you know.
But it went well?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm happy. Like, you know, honestly, whatever. Nothing
Yeah.
matters anyway.
Yeah.
For real, like, you know, it's like,
Oh, yeah, I wish
people
that.
are like, nah, it's true though. You know how it's like people are like, is it okay if I do this fucking spot for Comedy Central, or is it okay if I do this movie? It doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
Yeah.
unless it's like a fucking
Murder.
Yeah, or like Captain America.
Yeah. If you had to fight for a country, would it be America? Like as a superhero, or would it be...
I think I would be like, you know, I don't think I would pick a country. I think I would just be like, look, we gotta be in this all together. You know, this is for the better of mankind. You know.
Do you think you could save the world?
Like, from what though?
I don't know.
Probably not. But
Damn. But you would try, wouldn't you?
yeah, I would try. Yeah, I would try. Yeah, I would try. But like, I wouldn't.
I love this. This is the character I already love. This character,
But,
whoever
like,
this guy is, whoever this superhero is.
Yeah,
we should-
Doctor maybe.
I would try. Yeah.
Yeah, I would try, but like, it will be tough. I'm not gonna lie.
That should be the pitch tape for whatever the fucking film is gonna be. I'm gonna just telling you guys the truth.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Look, I know we got this sidekick over here, fucking Waterman or whatever your name is.
Yeah.
I don't know, guy.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be hectic.
What are we up against? And then they show me, and I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, dude. It's gonna be tough, and I don't know if I can do it, but I'll do it. I'll try.
Realism. That's your fucking. That's
Yeah.
your superhero name.
Yeah.
Realism.
I'm gonna need a bunch of rocks and a bunch of guns. The rocks,
And
can't
you're
be-
gonna need to get a divorce. You tell one of your guys. He's like,
Yeah. And here's the other thing too: the rocks can't be too heavy. They have to be carryable. So that's where we're at, guys.
Let's hit a question here. What do we have, Nick?
You want to turn up one again because it's going to come out of those headphones.
Okay, perfect.
Gotcha. You need headphones on or no?
I think we can hear him.
What up, Theo? What up, Chris? It's Brian from Ohio, Akron, Ohio. What's up? Had a quick question. Was just curious as to how you guys met each other.
Yes.
And what were the first impressions? Did you guys like each other? Did you not? You know? Let me know. Gang, gang.
Okay.
Blue-eyed, first of all, that
Yeah,
guy.
you can't try. I mean, imagine that guy with a brown leather jacket on. So
Crossing
is
guard
he a
as well.
crossing guard?
Think
What the
so.
fuck was that thing?
I mean, that's. Hopefully he was.
Yeah,
If
I
not,
hope you're a crossing guard,
Looks like
bro.
he's in golf clothes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Look at him. That guy could be standing naked, and you'd be like, "Oh, you love golf."
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But he also looks like he either is a crossing guard, he's valedictorian at fucking a Foot Locker, because that's some very neon green sash he's wearing.
Yeah, we know one. We know one thing that he for sure is.
What?
1, 2, 3. A Republican.
Yeah,
Okay, I
that
thought you were going
guy
to say it
probably.
as well. But,
Okay, yeah.
So anyway,
Two-term Trump, he's saying. Yeah. He has it already tatted on
and
his
that's
back.
okay. You know, you do what you got to do. But I'm not
everybody
gonna-
makes their own
Yeah.
choices. Get in the booth and vote.
Yeah. So,
So the question,
I know when I met you.
Really?
Yep. It's hard to remember when you met.
See,
somebody.
I hate this because if you don't remember, then the other person can fucking trump you and then you believe what they say.
But there's no reason why you'd remember when we've had our first conversation. There's zero reason why you'd remember, and I know this.
Okay.
And you don't even know when it was, and it wasn't. And both of us were not doing stand up yet.
Really?
Yep. And I've told you this, and you forgot it because of the same reason why. When I told you this was the same reason why when we met, it was because you were high both times.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We were in Saddle Ranch.
No.
Yep.
What were you doing there?
You know what? I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Yeah. So you, people were riding the bull, and you were kind of like, you were with some people that had to do with some kind of production. I think it was that. But I was not in line for the bull because I would not ever ride the bull.
Right.
But we were around that area. And I was like, huh. And I looked at you and I was like, crazy, huh? Or something. I don't know what I said. But you said, man, a lot of chicks out there.
Really? Out where? In the world?
On the bull, and around the, yeah. You say, all these girls, huh? Something like that.
Damn.
Yeah, and you were so faded.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, like on pills or something.
No, fuck you,
Bro,
dude.
you were on pills.
This isn't a real thing.
You were
that happened,
something.
dude.
It was Saddle Ranch, bro. I remember. You had a hat on, dude. I remember.
Dude, I remember when I met you then.
No, I didn't make it up.
Yeah.
You can't say then after that.
I
That's a
do.
real story.
I do remember.
All right.
I remember when I met you. So I remember I was playing in like a young
Okay.
athletic men's basketball league, right?
Already this is wrong.
No. Didn't you used to live near Olympic? This was off of Olympic Boulevard.
No.
Or it might have been not. It might have been off somewhere else, off
Okay.
of Wilshire or Santa Monica Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a league I was in. It was like a championship game or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
My team was good. Our team was called Hot to Trot, right?
Yeah.
That was our team.
Okay.
So anyway,
Funny, it's coming back to me now.
yeah. So anyway, it's like the end of the game. I drive, get fouled, score. Right? It's an obvious and one. I'm gonna go to the line. And the ref, bro. Okay, first of all, the fucking ref, dude. All legs, right? This is probably about 10 years ago when you were a little bit younger.
Okay.
All legs, dude.
think it was 10
Barely.
years
It was like legs and like long hair, and you couldn't really know much else about him. He's like, no foul. That's what he said. Blew his whistle and comes over and goes, no foul. And it was you.
And he was on pills.
I don't know if he was on pills, but he didn't know anything about refereeing.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he was an actual referee, but I just remember him. He fucking ruined it.
Wow.
And I just remember, man, who the fuck is that guy? Not even paying attention.
I tell you what. There's a lot of shit in my life I don't remember. I don't remember that, but I will tell you this. I stand by my call if that was me.
Damn.
Yeah. And I honestly think you fucking traveled too, but I'm not even gonna
Get the fuck
I do.
out of here.
I think you probably traveled.
Dude, it was for the West District City Championship, bro.
And I was like, and I think I remember, if I don't remember this, but if it did happen, I think I remember thinking, dude, I wonder if you fucking paid for a plane ticket with that travel.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that guy got a shower from Kayak, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the guy
go
saying a
like
really
this.
bad joke like that.
Boop, were you on Priceline.com or whatever the fuck? And you go, what? And I saw on your face in the middle of the what, you got the joke.
Yeah, yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Oh. But yeah, I definitely remember that, man.
Okay.
And so,
Do you remember a meeting? I don't remember the first time we met comedy-wise, though, stand-up, outside of the Saddle Ranch or the basketball rec league.
yeah, I don't remember. I mean, I remember one night there was some girl that got mad at you on the front porch of the comedy store. Do you remember
that.
this?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I remember like she was just being like a real bitch.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember that. The only other times I don't even remember talking to you that much until maybe about like 2 years ago. You know, I never liked talking to people that were doing well in comedy.
Yeah, I know. You're fucking weird like that, bro.
Well, because I don't like them. I never want. I don't know. So many people. It seemed like were like.
Yeah, I
always
understand
sneaky.
that, but you're so not that guy.
Yeah, but if you do that kind of behavior, then I feel like you become that guy.
Yeah, but as long as
you
you're
know?
aware of that, then you're not going to be that guy.
Right.
You know, it's not like you're fucking, it's not like you're like the guy that's like, oh, this fucking guy's around. You know those
Yeah.
guys that just stand?
Yeah.
you're like, what are you doing? And they're
Models.
just standing.
Yeah.
But you're like in the parking lot of the Comedy Store and you're talking and you're like, what's fucking going on here? Oh, there's a guy right here. Oh yeah. You know those guys? Yeah. You're like, am I in a horror movie? What the fuck is happening? You look and there's just a fucking
he doesn't
stander.
have a weapon. Yeah, just a stander.
If I was ever a stander, dude, fuck, dude, get out of here.
At least loiter, at least pace.
Yeah, 100%. And if you're just gonna stand, say some shit. Yeah. Those guys gotta go. Go to lunch. Those guys are fucking out to lunch.
Go to lunch, bro.
Yeah.
This one I would press one of your buttons right now and fucking use it, dude.
That's right.
Let's get another question that came in. But I don't remember. I do remember I felt like intimidated to talk to you, kind of. I would get nervous talking to you because you were always so confident.
You always say that, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember. I'd be like, I don't know what I'm going to fucking say. Like,
yeah.
I'm going to go over there. Oh, here's a guy.
Oh, this is like if me and you had a baby. This guy.
Hey guys,
I'm you
this is
guys.
Austin from Jackson, Mississippi.
Of course you are.
So excited you guys are doing a podcast together. Gang, cult. Anyways, ask Chris if he's going to continue with the 30-minute stand-up specials or if he's going to go back to the traditional hour. Love to hear y'all's thoughts on that.
I like this guy already.
Peace player. Nice guy out of Jackson, Mississippi, and I used to get drunk over there. Over there by Howlin' Mouse and over there by the Cherokee bar.
Once you cross the line, you're drunk.
Yeah.
You get there, you're like, why, I feel so weird.
Oh, yeah.
And you see the sign, welcome to Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh, my reading goes down the second I even get over there, dude.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
What
would you do next? Would you do another Netflix? Would you put something out on your own? Would you do?
So I'm doing another special, for Netflix.
Okay.
And it'll be an hour. I'm shooting it soon, but in the next few months. But the half hour thing they came to me with, and they were like, "Do you want to do it?" And I just thought it was a cool idea because, first of all, I had half an hour of material that I didn't want to put on my next special. So I was like, that's perfect for me. And also, like, I always want to try the new thing or the different thing. I at least want to try it. Like, I want to, I think a lot of people. So my two other specials on Netflix, Incorrigible and Man on Fire. Man on Fire is 60 minutes. Incorrigible is an hour and 20 minutes or an hour and 15 minutes, something like that. I know that. So my first one on Netflix, Incorrigible, I purposely put the banger shit at the end because you close with the banger shit. You know what I mean? But I know people didn't get to that because that's a long time to watch stand-up. And people watch it before they're going to go out at night or they're just, they put it on at night and they fall asleep.
Passive, yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of times people watch passively.
Exactly. So I know because of that, they'll often reference the first half of that Incorrigible act. And I'm like, I know the second half is way funnier. So they say, oh, I love the part about this. And I was like, you didn't watch the whole thing.
Right.
Because the last part is better.
No one ever talks about the end stuff.
Exactly. So with Man on Fire, it's a little different because it's an hour. And so I started thinking, like, I think people are just trying to consume shit. I think that it's better to click on, I think, it's only a half hour. I'll watch it.
Right.
I got time. So I was like, I really want to do that because I think that'll be a good idea. And I had the material. But, some people were like, I think they thought they were being slick. They were like, "Oh, dude, so they're not allowing you to do an hour?" It's like,
fuck
you just don't get the business. But like, I'm doing my next one.
Yeah, Nick Swartzen did it. I mean, it was a cool group too.
Yeah, it was Neil. It was
a neat group.
It was Nicole. So, I don't know. I also thought it'd be good for my like overseas shit because it's like the world thing that they were doing. The comedians.
Oh
of the
yeah,
world.
comedians of the world.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do another hour. I have it ready pretty much. I'm cutting and pasting, but yeah.
Wow.
Well, by the way, what about you? What are you doing? You don't know? Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think. I'm ready to do one.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Well, just play it right. Take your time. Like you don't. I mean, not take your time, but like hold out. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, dude, even like what like Andrew Schultz is doing is fucking cool. Like he's just putting it out as it. Every now and then on YouTube, like
kind of like that. The only thing is, there's no like payday,
no money, but
you own
it.
It's an
It's an investment, though. It's like it's like you build up the views, you build up the fan base, which you've already done with your podcast and shit. But like and people love your Netflix special. But it's just like Yeah,
I mean, my Netflix special was kind of shit. I'd like to have another one on there that was pretty cool. I mean, I would even see if maybe
you don't like it. You don't like.
I didn't like the first one.
Yeah, but maybe it's just because it's fucking. you and you.
Yeah, it was just a bad that weekend of shows was just rough.
Oh, really?
It just was not that good of an experience. I mean, I'm grateful for it. It was fun, and it was what it was. You know, it was a
Well, you
learning
never know what kind of
experience.
crowd or what kind of vibe you're going to get. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was kind of tricky.
Yeah.
Let's take another question or two.
All right.
All right. Since we like this guy, we got another question from your
cool.
son.
What's up, Theo? It's Austin Eubanks, Jackson, Mississippi. Just getting my oil changed. My question for Daddy is, what's your role going to be at the log cabin? Is Theo at the log cabin? Has he reached elder status?
Oh, yeah.
Or is
Is
he
this
going to be
Charles
pulling mom
Manson?
duty?
No, I honestly think that's Shia LaBeouf
Gang,
in
gang.
makeup.
Okay.
So, yeah, everyone's invited. If you want to be a part of the people are like, what do I do to be a part of the cult? It's like, if you're asking the question, you're already in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what we say here. So, you took the first step. Thank you very much. So,
That's cool.
yeah, they say, what do I have to do to be in the cult? I say, you're welcome. That's what I say. And they say, did we skip a few sentences? I say, no, that's how it goes here. And so look, it's my cult, but it doesn't mean that fucking, if I say, guys, this fucking shit, we need this to be, whatever it is, done, then yeah, somebody's got to do it. But there's enough people that somebody will be like, all right, I'll do it.
Somebody will do it.
Yeah. You see Chernobyl, that show?
Is it good?
Yeah, really good. But the guys are like, we need fucking 3 of you to go in and turn the water off, and you're all going to die in the next week.
And they did
if
it?
You do it, and everyone's like, and then some guy finally was like, all right, I'll do it. It's like, if somebody's going to do that, somebody will fucking clean the bathroom in the log cabin. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, man. I'd like to apply.
You don't have to.
I have a question. What was your guys' thoughts when you went to each other's podcast studios? Was it?
Oh, yeah. Also, you're an elder. I keep forgetting to bring you the certificate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you fucking guest hosted the show.
Oh,
I got a
yeah.
pin for you, dude. It's really cool.
Do you really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's cool,
I meant
man.
to bring
Thank
it.
you, dude. It was an honor, man. It was definitely scary. You live in like a gated community, first of all, and the guy gave me a gang whenever I rolled through.
No, he didn't.
Swear to God, bro.
wow. Who
the
was
white
it?
guy. He was a white guy, looked very basic. Nice guy.
See, I don't even know that guy.
I have some video of him. Actually, I secretly was videoing some of the moments because I didn't know what was going to happen. So I got up there then and it was crazy. Somebody was, there was I think Magic Johnson was
Yeah,
jogging in
he
the
might have
neighborhood.
been,
It was very intense. It was sheep. Remember that some people, I think it was Scotland was in the distance. It was very.
There are areas that are technically Scotland in my
there was a lot of endangered species.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Nobody'd seen in a long time, actually. And I was like, oh, they're looking for you. I told some of the animals.
Yeah. Somebody said to me once, hey, I got to ask you, do you really rank your dogs?
Yeah.
And I said, what do you think? And they said, no. And I said, why are you asking this question? And they said, oh, I don't know. That's how that conversation went.
Oh, that's hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
Man, I got to listen to your podcast more often.
You don't.
man.
I mean, it's kind of
So
you can just call me up, but
it's good. Yeah.
there's no guests.
But yeah, man, a lot of people are concerned about their health and safety.
I liked doing the fucking.
You did?
Yeah,
You
it was
crushed
fun
it.
as shit. Thanks. Yeah, it was really fun. Yeah, I thought it was really fun, and it was good for us. I think that
Oh, it shocked
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Even my mom was like, "What is happening, son?
dude. My
Are you
favorite-
getting enough sun?" That's what she said. I was like, "Mom, it's not fucking me."
You're strangely tan. You
Yeah.
look like a guy that should be much whiter than you are, and you know that, and you know that.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. What's the deal?
Dude.
Are you outside a lot?
Huh?
Are you outside
I'm
a lot?
inside, man.
Yeah.
I'm part of my family's from Nicaragua, bro. And it's not a racial slur. Yeah, my father's from Nicaragua.
What?
Yeah, Nicaragua, bro. Where my Nick Gar's at, huh?
Well, a little too close. But
Okay, sorry. And hopefully the audio is clear on that.
yeah, it
so
is.
people
It's
know.
okay. I got your back. There was a C in there.
Okay, good. Yeah, dude, it was scary, actually. I got there and I was like, oh, how does he... It felt different to me. It was hard, I felt like. It was fun, but it was hard. I wish I'd prepared a little
Oh, people
more.
loved it. I mean, I guess I thought I didn't really prepare either. But sometimes some of the most fun I had was taking the calls. Just like, this shit was hilarious. Those guys, those fucking guys, like your listeners, bro.
Yeah.
They're like, you know what your listeners are like? Some of them, not all of them, but some of
They're
them
listening.
are like, I know they're listening. And get ready for this because this is what Char, okay? So you are, have you ever seen Total Recall, the first one? Where the guy's
With
like,
that third tit.
the guy coming out of the side?
Yes.
Your listeners are that guy, and you're the guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Your listeners are like the guy coming at you, and they're just like, what do they call him? Quanto or whatever the fuck it is? What is it? What the fuck you call him? That's your listener. Those are some of your listeners, bro. What the fuck do they call that guy? Something with a Q. Who knows? It's not in the new one though with Colin Farrell.
Oh my god, dude. You live in such a weird space. Let's get one more for Mr. Crystalia.
Copy that. Here we go.
Hey guys, it's Kyrick from Rhode Island. My question for Chris is, do you think you could grow a mullet equally as great or better than Theo's? And if you could, would you consider going on a Mullet Boys tour together? Thanks, guys.
That's a good question.
Wow,
I
Mullet
really like
Boys.
that question. I like the guy's energy.
He did. He was confident, wasn't he?
Yeah.
At first, I was like, "Oh, fuck this," but then he was very confident.
Interesting.
Nice young man too.
Should have
Nice
maybe
skin.
thought about his hair a little bit before he fucking sent it
Yeah,
over.
didn't have
But,
any plans.
Yeah, no plans. Also,
Has a shirt on backwards.
no,
too.
it's not backwards. It's an NHL shirt. That's a logo goes there, bro.
Oh, that's crazy.
But yeah, so anyway, looks like a good. I will say this: his eyebrows look like they're a little scared of each other,
Yeah,
but they're
Yeah,
trying
you-
to get. They look like they're trying to get over his ears.
yeah, but they're gonna figure it out. And also, I'm just
They'll have
losing
to.
this fan here as we.
Yeah,
fucking
no,
rip it apart.
bro. This is why you gotta tell the fans how it is, bro. You gotta
Really?
tell it how it is.
Oh,
You got to, man.
he's a great guy. He's a young guy. He's
You
probably
don't
15.
know that, dude. This guy could be one of the guys that fucking kill people. You don't know that. The guy could be literally could be his fucking somebody behind him, just like this. Literally.
That's true. You think a murderer has ever stopped a murderer to watch one of our podcasts? Yeah.
Yeah. One of ours, yes, 100%.
You think there's somebody laying dead somewhere with our podcast just playing in the
I
background?
think
right
somebody's been killed to our podcast while it was on.
Like American Psycho instead of
Yep.
Huey
Yep.
Lewis in the news. They
Somebody
play
been
Chris.
cut just fucking over and over again, stabbed, and I'm in the back just being like, let's go to fucking Misconnections in Sacramento. Yeah. And then they die, and then like fucking after my podcast is like fucking Pod Save America or some bullshit.
It's another Logan Paul talking to a stripper. That's a good question, man. Will we ever
What was
do
the
a
question?
tour?
I even
It's about mullets and
I will
touring.
say this: I don't think I could pull a mullet off like you. No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the right look for it, but also I like it. I like a mullet. Yeah. I would like to do maybe like a mohawk at some point.
Ooh.
That would be very cool. But I think I got maybe I got a weird head. I don't even know. I haven't seen my head.
Dude, that's a risky
I don't
move.
think I've ever seen my head.
Would you ever go buzz cut? That's insane.
Never seen my head.
Oh,
I've never seen my head.
I would never do a buzz cut, man. It's way scary. You got to
Yeah.
be a psychopath.
My head's like Braveheart. I never
Yeah.
seen it.
Damn,
never
really?
seen it. Never seen it. Saw it once. Saw
Yeah.
it once.
Okay,
Saw it once. Saw both of them once.
Okay.
I'll be honest. Would never see him again. But
Wow.
yep.
Well, you guys can listen to Congratulations
Yeah.
Pod.
I got my podcast. Congratulations. Love your podcast. Love this past weekend.
Yeah, thanks for being here, man. Yeah, that was one of the craziest things ever. I remember watching when you walked onto the screen in our podcast, on this podcast, I was like, holy shit.
It's like seeing your teacher at the supermarket. You're like, what are you doing here?
yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
you ever
like,
seen
what
Mr.
did
App
we
Roberts
do
and fucking
here?
Ralph's? No way, dude. It's weird as fuck. You're like, oh yeah, you got a real life. I forgot.
Yeah.
You think of your teachers just like fucking at the end of the class period, like, okay, bye, and then they just bye and they close the door and they just fucking get in a bed and curl up and go to sleep with like an apple next to them. But they don't, bro. They go fucking to the supermarket and shit. They got families.
Yeah, and
They
you see
bust
what's in their
nuts.
cart, you're like, what?
Weird.
Tuna fish?
Macaroni, bro.
Yeah. You're nuts. Where's your wife? That was always the scariest when we realized they didn't have a wife
Nah,
or
you know
something.
who their wife is? Their wife is always another teacher.
Oh.
In like the different school, right? That's fucking doesn't seem right. Mrs. App Roberts is in fucking Flint Ridge or some shit. Get out of
Yeah.
here.
Things have really changed out here. Yeah. Chris D'Elia, thanks for coming by, man.
Thank you, man. I had a fucking blast. I love coming back. I've been wanting to come back, so I'm happy.
Really? Yeah, I'm so grateful that you did, man. Will you ever have other guests besides your brother on your podcast?
I don't know. I only had my brother one time. But if I do, yeah, you're first in line there.
Yeah, and I got in the YouTube live chat on that and was fucking
Oh, you did?
ripping him up.
Oh, I think I remember that. Yeah, that's so funny.
I just called him Salvador Dali like 30 times. And some other stuff. Yeah. But that was pretty cool, though. Was it fun having your brother on?
Yeah, he's dope. Yeah, it's cool. He's gonna start a podcast. Oh, he actually started it. He's just banking the episodes and release them. His podcast is gonna be fucking awesome.
Really?
I don't know if you would want me to talk about it or not, but it's fucking awesome. He's got awesome guests. Yeah, it's cool. I can't wait to fucking hear it.
Have there been has anybody reached out yet about you being a superhero?
Like
because I know this is going to happen for you. Like I believe, like I'm not joking about that. Like I know that you're going to be like some sort of a superhero. I don't know what the world will be in, or if you could. I mean, you could even probably create your own universe of superheroes. I think
that would be very cool. Yeah, I would love to do that.
Because you could do that.
No, I haven't been reached out for any superhero yet. But Zach.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jonathan Kite, and welcome to Kite Club, a podcast where I'll be sharing thoughts on things like current events, stand-up stories, and 7 ways to pleasure your partner. The answer may shock you. Sometimes I'll interview my friends. Sometimes I won't. And as always, I'll be joined by the voices in my head.
You have 3 new voice messages.
A lot of people are talking about Kite Club. I've been talking about Kite Club for so long, longer than anybody else. So great. Hi, sweetheart. Here's Theo. Anyone who doesn't listen to Kite Club is a dodgy bloody wanker. Do you know what I mean?
Hi, I'll take a quarter pounder with cheese and a McFlurry.
Sorry, sir, but our ice cream machine is broken.
No!
I think Tom Hanks just butt-dialed me. Anyway, first rule of Kite Club is tell everyone about Kite Club. Second rule of Kite Club is tell everyone about Kite Club. Third rule, like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts or watch us on YouTube, yeah? And yes, don't worry, my Brad Pitt impression will get better.
Check, check. Chinese check, baby. Chicken check. Chicken sausage. Chick hern. Chickpeas check. Check, please. Chicks. Chick-a-doodle-dee. Remember chickadees? Remember that? Remember chickadees? It was a little, like a breakfast place. I don't know if it was chickadees. And you go in there and they had, they give you the menu and it was... They would handwrite the menus every day, which I think is probably why they went out of business. I mean, at that point, you're more of a calligraphy shop or something. I mean, I don't know. They say home of the handwritten menu. That was their big ticket. That was their big, get you in the door deal. Home of the handwritten menu. And then they handwrite them, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know if there was a fire or something. Something happened over there. But anyway, what's going on, man? Not much. Chickadees, that was it. And I go over there and get me a little breakfast. Get me a cut of ham, get me a, 2 bird eggs. 2 bird eggs and a cut of ham for $3, I remember. And sometimes they have sweet entrees, it said on there. A little bonus section on the menu, it said sweet entrees, and it'd have you get you a little hot cake or what's that food we won in the war? French toast. Get you a little, savory item. Get you something like that. Chickadees, it was called. And sometimes when I missed school, if I would miss the school bus, they had a man that would take me to school. And I don't remember his name, but he was just kind of a mysterious looking man. And he might have had, I don't know, cancer or something, but he had, his son was named Big Donald. And his son was named Big Donald, even though he was little. And sometimes I would miss the bus. And his son, I think, had maybe even dropped out of school. But I would miss the bus, and the dad would take me to school in his car. And he drove a car that it wasn't a hearse, but it was like, it seemed like a hearse, Like they probably had ghosts in the trunk kind of thing, kind of vehicle. It was just, if you got in a car accident in this car, you were going to die because it was just real long and black. And I think it was a hearse, but they had sawed off the back and made it into a regular car. And that was Big Donald's daddy. And he would take me to school when I would miss school or when I would miss the bus. And sometimes he would come out at first and he'd say, "Did you miss it?" And I said, "I don't know." And he said, "Maybe wait a little while." And I would wait a little longer. And he knew it had already passed. He was just kind of, just getting me calibrated for a life of, I guess, uncomfort or of, uncertainty. I don't know. But he'd come out another time. "Did you miss it?" I don't know. I don't know if I missed it. It's 9 a.m. I've been out here for an hour and 45 minutes. School started at 7:30. I probably missed it. And he'd say, "Well, just, it could show up." So I sit there and wait. It start getting hot. Have my little book bag on. Feel my books heating up. Feel my homework all hot. I didn't do my homework, actually, man. I just feel my books hot. Okay, I'll be honest with you. And then he'd say, "All right, come on, I'll take you." And I think since his son had dropped out of school, since his boy had given up on, knowledge or blanket knowledge, or governmental knowledge, really, education, that they were, that it was his chance to still have that moment with his son. And we would ride in the car. And I would try to, practice it, look at my book, look at my spelling, and he would blow cigarette smoke over at me. He'd be smoking a pack of Dorals over there. And he would get both windows up. I think he had damn glued the windows shut because he loved all the smoke. He wanted all the smoke, baby. And he'd blow that smoke on me and ask me to spell a word. And I would just try to, my face was burning, my eyes were burning, and I would try to get that word out of me. C. What is it, buddy? What is it? And he'd blow that smoke on me. Like INCON. Spell it, boy. And he'd yell at me, "Spell it, boy." And he'd even call me his son's name, too, sometime. "Spell it, Big Donald. Spell it, Little Donald." And he couldn't remember sometimes if his son was named Big Donald or Little Donald. and he'd blow the smoke on me. I'm like, INCON. Inconvenience. And he didn't know how to spell shit. So he would just kind of, oh, there you go. There you go. And then he'd let me flick his cigarette. He'd hand it over to me and let me flick it onto the floor. And, but anyway, we'd stop at this place called Chickadee's and go in there. Home in a handwritten menus, and we'd get in there and I'd read him what it said on the menu. And I would read him straight up what it said on the menu. And honestly, man, maybe that man, he might not even been able to read. And maybe this was his way of just kind of connecting with, with an education he never got fully or partially even. Or semi-partially, I don't know, but Chickadee's I remember. And then they, I think one guy, the guy with the best penmanship didn't come in or something. He got in a fight with his wife, and then, and they didn't have a menu. One day we went in there and they didn't have a menu, and nobody knew what to do. The waitress just standing there with her arms in the air, and the cook just fucking gave up, just cracked a couple eggs right into his damn mouth and just walked out. And I think they burned the place down for insurance for insurance money. But anyway, what else, man? Let's get into the episode, brother gang. You know it. There you go, boy. There you go. And that fade out. Oh, I couldn't get that fade out well right there. But I wanted to. I'll say that I wanted to. Good to be here with you. And it is middle of July, halfway to Christmas. Can you... Hot damn. I mean, if you put your ear up to the beach, you can hear... you could hear Santa just tightening up a couple toy trains out there, It's halfway to Christmas, man. Good to see you guys. We are here July 20th, 2020, the year 2020. In the future or in the past, I'm not sure when this will, hit you. And I don't know if you've come from the future or the past to listen to it. I don't know how you got to right now. You may be some people, there may be a time in the future where people are, living in reverse and they just they're backing into a day that you're just getting to. We don't know. We don't know that. I'm at home and I do not want to be. That's how I feel, man. I don't even want, just give me a damn shovel and no knowledge. And I'll try digging to China, Remember that when we were young, they say you could dig to China. Dig you a hole, Your mom get out there, your grandmother get out there. Give you a little shovel. Maybe your uncle steal one of those those cement things that break up the cement, Maybe he steal one of those from work. And he let you and your buddy each hold one handle of it because it was too much. That jackhammer. And y'all just jackham that bitch up. You out there digging and jackhammering. As children thinking, we going to China. But now, you see some kid digging in China, you take the shovel from him. Say, hey, buddy. No. We do not need another thoroughfare between us and China, brother. We cannot. That's crazy that children now aren't even allowed to dig to China. Remember that? Oh, we'll get there. You come back in the morning to dig more. Somebody's, some man sleeping in the hole. His wife kicked him out. He's doing drugs or something. Or he was, he ran out of drugs and she kicked him out and he peed in the damn hole. And you just keep digging, man. Piss, dirt, and all. Just dig your way through. You don't stop. But yeah, Chickadees, that was the name of that joint. And I guess, I don't know if something happened. Some insurance scandal or something bullshit. And they shut it down. But yeah, I want to go. I just got back. I just got back from from New Hampshire. And now I want to go again. I want to go do something again, So sometimes when I can't travel, I'll travel inside of myself. I'll take a vacation to just a specific time or a specific moment. And I'll try to remember all the things I can about the moment. Sometimes when I think of the past or when I think of something, I forget to think of all the different things of the senses, because that gives my memory more, more batter to make a cake out of. I remember one of the first times I ever even performed, I was, a child or something. I think I was a child or I was just a small adult that was just lying about how old he was. But I was, just a middle-aged child or something. I don't know, probably about 9. And if we were bad, which we were, my mother would make us do a performance so we could come downstairs and watch Rescue 911 on television. Because that was my show, man. That was my thing. That was my jam. I love to call 911. And some of you guys know that about me and some of you don't. I'll call them bitches. I'll text them. I texted them from the Poirier-Holloway fight. I said, they got some damn ruffians out here beating the shit out of each other. And they said, where are you? I said, I'm at the UFC, whatever it was. 214, baby, where are you guys, dude? Gang shit, bring the fire department. But you can text 911 now, but when I was young, I would call them. I'd call them for anything. I'd call them. If we couldn't pay the bills, I'd call them. Hey, Yep. St. Tammany Parish, Police and Fire. How may I help you? Is this an emergency? Yep. We can't pay the water. Mom can't pay it. So she told her boss off and she got fired. So sorry. I'm going to have to keep the line free for actual emergencies. But at least I'll let them know. Sometimes you got to let the city know what you're thinking. You got to at least let them know what you're dealing with, But anyway, I remember, that my mom would make us, she didn't make us, but we would come down and perform. We would put paint or something on our bodies or put a sheet on top of us and write China on it maybe and do, get in a line and put a couple sheet on us and make a dragon. We'd come down and, my brother would beat a little, we'd have him beat what is it called? He would beat like a tambourine with a spoon. Or, we had this man my mom dated used to do fake accidents to get money. And so we had like a metal neck brace that he left over one time. And so sometimes my brother would put that on and get thimbles, like, metal little thimbles from sewers kits. And he would put them on his fingers. And so we'd all come down and he would play kind of Chinese music on his, bum, 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 bum. Just bum, 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 bum. Just, playing that metal neck brace. And the rest of us would just be in a damn sheet. We'd written China on the side of it and cut a couple eye holes out the front and wrote Dragon on the front. And we would do put on a show for Mom. And if she liked the show well enough, then we were allowed to sit there by the television and watch Rescue 911. Or, a couple other programs, Unsolved Mysteries, Rescue 911, America's Most Wanted. I mean, we liked to watch shit that was very fear-based. And we would sit, dude, we were kidding. I mean, we would sit literally 2 inches from the television screen. I mean, our television was as big as 2 iPhone 9s. I mean, that bitch was as big as like a double wide iPhone 9. And we would sit there 2 inches from it. And just let the devil just go straight into our eyes. And that was, that was some of the first times we would perform, that I would perform, I remember as a child, was coming down and doing that and performing for Mom so that we could watch Rescue 911. And here I am, 30 years later, still performing for television in a weird way, in kind of a backhanded way, but, still performing to be a part of the show so I could see the show, whatever. I don't know about that part, but what else, man? But anyway, yeah, sorry, I was telling you, so when I think back to, like, if I can't go, then I'll go somewhere in my head, I'll take I'll think back to those times, and so other things that I think about from that time, I think about the carpet. Well, how did it feel? How did the carpet feel? Because we were barefoot, it was nighttime, we're barefoot inside, and so I think about how it felt to my feet, and then I remember the carpet, the color of it was kind of coffee with milk color in it, and so I think about that. I think about the smell, what the smell would be like. Well, when we went to Mom's room to perform, she had usually just gotten out of the shower, and she wasn't nude anymore. We didn't do anything like that. You had to go down the street for some of that shit, family nudity kind of shit. But you could smell the shampoo in the room. You could smell a Salon Selects. And Mom had Salon Selects, man, and oh my God. I do not know if you remember Salon Selects. It was about the most high class shampoo you could get. I mean, it had, I don't even know what it was made out of. It just seemed like they had taken a couple beautiful women and creamed, and just put, cremated them or whatever, and just put them right into the damn bottle. And then they put 2 scoops of frickin' California in there and maybe half a scoop of hibiscus up in there, and then they would trim an angel's wings right into that bitch, heat it up to about 240, and then let it simmer and then bottle it. And your mom had it. Mom got Salon Selects. We would wash our hair with a soap. We would wash our hair with a soap, or sometimes we would put a soap bar in a sock and you would rub that on your head so as not to lose all the soap. That way you weren't, the soap would stay in that sock. You weren't minimizing, because otherwise you give us a bar of soap, somebody, we'd use it all in one bathing. We'd bathe for 2.5 hours. Somebody, hide it in their ass or something. Just, children. Being children, but and so what mom did, mom put it in a sock and we would just scrub it on her head. So the soap still came out of it, but you just weren't wearing that bar down. And I remember sometimes I'd go over to a rich kid's house and they would have a little bit of Irish Spring over there. And shout out to Ireland, man. And shout out to, Ireland and the UK and all of our good people over there. Shout out to Jack Shore, who won his MMA fight, man. Young legend right there. And hell, I hope they open the borders soon, man, because I think half of us want to come back to England, brother. I'll tell you that. Put me on a boat, baby. I'm joking, man. I'm happy to be here, but some days there's some, I live in California. It's just a little bit more, I don't know, too many know-it-alls out here. But anyway, mom had the Salon Selects. That's what I'm telling you. Mom had that Salon Selects. And if you, sometime I would say, oh, mom, I'm out of shampoo. I'd run into her room and I'd reach my hand in the shower. Mom would be in her shower. And I would, if I was lucky, boy, she'd put a little Salon Selects in there. And the problem was my body heat would start to kind of make it thinner. Your body heat, like you can only hide Jell-O in your hand for about 40 minutes before you just got a little handful of something. And you have to tell people, hey, this used to be Jell-O. They don't believe you. And that's what it was like. So I'd have to run all the way back upstairs, get back in the shower and put it into my hair before it all kind of dissipated or snuck out the little cracks in my fingers. But damn, I love that, man. And I love when mama give me some of that Salon Selects, and I remember that, boy. And sometimes I wash my hair with it, and sometimes, honestly, bro, I'd wash my damn body with it. And sometimes, honestly, double honestly, I'd freaking lick a little bit of it right out of my damn hand, bro. God damn. Forgive me, but God. Just tasting that damn hibiscus, brother. We didn't have hibiscus by us. So to just get a damn hit of it out of that bottle. But I remember that was another thing I remember when I'd go into mom's room. You could smell that because she had just showered recently, And so you could smell it in the air. But anyway, little things like that just bring me, when I think of when somebody's like, hey, do you remember? I try to think of, okay, well, what was something that I felt at the time? Okay, I felt the carpet. I remember that. I remember, how my body felt when I was young. I wasn't aware of it. Now I'm so aware of my body. I got to move and I got to think about what I'm doing, and I got to reach for something. It's all. But when I was young, everything was it went from an idea or a thought in my head to an action. There was no delay. There was no age in the gumming up the works, There was no Doral smoke between my brain and my activity. It was just immediate, just chickadees on the table, baby. But yeah, so that's what I try to think of sometimes when I'm thinking about stories, and I think of, okay, what did I see? What did I smell? What did I feel? What was the taste of something? Was there anything? Was there? Just I try and go through my senses and that helps me add some memory. Sometimes I think all of our everything we've ever done is inside of us. Sometimes I think that, but you have to get there needs to be a key to unlock it, like a person will talk to you or remind you of something or different stuff like that. Today's episode is brought to you by Policy Genius. I've got to let you know that there's never a bad time to save money. And that really is true. And it's really never more true than it is right now. We don't know the future. Even if you go to a soothsayer or, a crystal ball person and you say, hey, they 2 hands in the air. They don't know. So finding smart ways to put some cash back in your pocket can make a big difference. One way to do that is to simply save on the things you already pay for. That's easy. Like home insurance. If you own a home, reshopping your home insurance rates with Policy Genius could save you a good chunk of change. You need that. And the best part is you barely need to lift a finger to do it. Just head to policygenius.com and answer a few quick questions about yourself and your property. Then Policy Genius will compare your policy against options from top insurers to make sure you're getting the right home insurance coverage at the best possible price. If Policy Genius finds you a better rate than what you're currently paying, they'll do all the work to get you switched. Own a car? Policy Genius will compare your home and auto policies across different insurers, and even mix and match. They're looking to find you savings. They've saved their customers an average of $1,200 per year doing exactly that, finding new home and auto policies across different insurers. So if you'd like to put a little cash back in your pocket right now, see how much you can save by reshopping your home insurance rates at policygenius.com. Bathroom. All right, let's take a call here from Larry the driver. Onward.
I'm driving along here.
And Larry drives, hell, I don't know where he drives, but he's left a lot of voicemails about, vehicle operation and that sort of thing. So let's see what he's doing. Go on, brother.
Into my place of employment, and I had a thought, and I said, who better to call from Schenectady to share this thought with than the Theo Von Bunch. So, I just saw a guy, neighbor, he's walking his dog. His dog's a German Shepherd, very narrow face, they have features. Then I looked at the guy and I'm like, wow, he's starting to look just like that German Shepherd in the face. Narrow, they were going up a hill, head pointed forward, face forward, everything going up the hill. And then I thought, yeah, people, I guess maybe creatures do that. We start to turn into the things or start to look like the things we look at or the beings we look at.
Amen, brother. Thank you, Larry, for that, man. You're right. I think you're definitely right about, I don't know if you're right or not, but you saw what you saw. It's not like you're reporting a damn UFO. You're reporting, obviously, a lean, guy who's Italian or maybe Judeo-Italian going uphill with a German Shepherd. You saw what you saw. But yeah, I think we start to reflect what we focus on, man. It could be a dog. It could be a, if you listen to Tekashi 6ix9ine all day and watch all of his videos, which are awesome. Okay, I'll say that. But if you do it all day, every day, next thing you know, you're going to get a couple Skittles embedded into your cheek, You're going to braid your hair. You're going to freaking be out of work. You're going to be, you're going to be hiding in a townhouse out there in, somewhere, probably, Toledo or Boise. But it's like, yeah, you're going to become whatever you focus on. But people do that with animals for sure. You'll see a lady with a Shih Tzu named Sharon. And then people start saying, oh, that's Sharon, Shih Tzu Sharon. And both of them, they got, matching little side ponies. And, they're both eating out of a bowl or something by the back door of her house. It's just bizarre stuff. You see a lot of that. You see a lot of Megan. You'll see a lady named Megan with a Maltese. And they'll be like, oh, that's Maltese Megan. And you throw a Frisbee and Megan runs and, tries to catch that bitch and gets hit by a Ford Fiat, bruh. And you're like, But yeah, people start to become what the animals they have. You see it with riffraff even. Riffraff, who's that rare element, he's the Bermuda Triangle of humans. And he's got a couple huskies, and he starts to, he starts to mimic them and sound like them and move like them. You'll see him on all fours pissing on a hydrant over there down there near Deer Park, Florida. But I'm just saying, yeah, whatever we spend time with, you see that a lot, especially the dog-human element, that combo package. Somebody gets a, your buddy Bernard gets a damn Burmese python. And next thing you know, Bernard, you'll catch him one afternoon laying on the street, with no shirt on, putting his stomach on the concrete to stay warm. So there's a lot of that type of shit, man. But gang, Larry, thanks for recognizing that, and thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it, and just take care of yourself, brother. All right? You be good, man. Onward. All right, let's take another call right here. Here we go.
Hey, Theo. This is Sam in Nashville, Tennessee here.
What's up, Sam, or Samuel? And Sam is often a short name for Samuel or Yosemite Sam, if you're a drawing, Onward.
I wanted to ask you about performing in 2020. I play drums for a living here in Nashville, or I did. The city got hit by a tornado back in March.
Okay, you could have played in our Chinese Dragon Retribution performance that we did for Mom. Onward. Sorry, I wasn't even listening right there because I started thinking about that. And anyway, I'll back up.
The city got hit by a tornado back in March, which took out some of the venues, and then shortly after that, the Corva took over, which, as you know, canceled all the tours and a lot of the gigs in town, too. A bunch of us musicians here are talking about organizing a protest to open up some of these venues so we can get back to doing what made Nashville famous and make some music, which we're currently not allowed to do. I know there's a lot of folks out there that don't want us to do that, and I don't want anybody to get sick, but I guess I'd say stay home if you're worried about it. Not trying to be insensitive, but really itching to go back to work, make some music, and pay some of these bills. Wanted to hear your input since you're a performer and you're feeling these struggles too. I know that the virus is real and all that. It's just, especially for people up and coming, it's we got bills. So.
Yeah, brother. I feel that, man. Thank you for the call. And yeah, that's a lot. Y'all got a lot on the table, especially if you're up and coming. If you're trying to, you were building momentum, and then all this momentum, just really slowed to a grind. One thing I'll think about that is at least everybody's momentum slowed to a grind. So it's even, I think a lot of times it feels like it's just us, or just you, or just your band, and I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm just saying sometimes it lands on us that way. But it's interesting that it's everyone, because we're not used. That's the element that we're not used to, is that everyone had to stop. But yeah, I feel you sometimes. I feel you. My mom said, look, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die. She's ready to get out there. She'll fist fight the devil. She's ready to, she wants to live what life she has remaining. A lot of people do. Large venues are tough because a lot of them, they don't want to open up because it wouldn't even, the cost to rent the space and everything, it's not even cost effective to have a show at it if you have to have people spaced out so far. Yeah, I feel you. Could you just have a show where it's like, hey, if you want to come, this is just listen at your own risk? Why can't that be a thing? Just listen at your own risk. That's it. Just like at the pool, they say, oh, wait, if you have a bologna or something, you have a little bologna sandwich. You have maybe, half a dozen Tootsie Rolls or something and a Bark soda. And they say, don't swim. But Daniel, bro, he don't give a damn, dude. Daniel fill his mouth with freaking, he'll put 3 beef franks in his mouth and jump straight in the deep end, dude. He'll plan his funeral in the morning and then die in the afternoon, bro. That's how he is. He's risky like that. He'll eat and swim at the same time and he's never taken a lesson. He don't care. That's who he is. So they should have an option, I feel like, for people that want to be Daniel. And then I think then it's like we get to see, we'll see what happens. But I'd rather die over there at a damn Billie Eilish show than I would just hunkered down watching 48, the first 48 again. It's like, how do you want to die? You want to die at the Louisiana Children's performance of the Chinese Dragon? Or do you want to die sitting at home watching, Clarissa Explains It All or something reruns? So yeah, I'm ready. I was just looking yesterday, talking to the agents about getting a tent and maybe doing shows like that. Maybe maybe there'll just be smaller shows and there'll be more traveling type of shows coming up, and it'll all take on a new way that we embrace it. I don't know. I don't know, man. I wish I had some solace for you, but I feel you. I'm just itching to be... The biggest thing I'm itching to not forget what it was like before this. Because the more and more we live this, that's what starts to happen. You forget how, not comfortable, but just you forget what was going on before. And you kind of become okay with this now. And people say, well, that's, there's risks to that. That's, people could die. But then here's the thing. Those people are choosing to go die. I think that's the core of a lot of it too. Some people have a different view of life. And I'm sure this differs if you have children or if you don't, but some people, they say, they had that mayor in Las Vegas, and she's like, well, let's open up and see. I thought that was pretty ballsy of her. And of course, you can have people say, what are you talking? But there's some people think when they die, there's another option. It's not all about just this moment. There's that other... There's a deeper coil that we're attached to. And so there's another existence. There's reincarnation. There's, maybe you come back as a dragon with China written on the side of you. There's something, maybe you come back as a damn, as a French option over there at Chickadees, bro. But like some people believe that, so they live life differently. Life's different when you have this idea in your head that there's there's other dimensions, there's other levels you go on. You look at Super Mario differently. And shout out to my boy Bacon Arts, who made this right here. And this is Super Mario looking like a bacon, but then there's some people who, this is it. And so they're so caught, they don't have that extra, those next levels that they have in their psyche. And so they think it's all right here, right now. This is it. But so then, of course, those types of people are going to have different views on what's going on and how we react to it in nature. And then there's Brennan Schaub, who almost single-handedly took out the entire podcast universe. So, there's just different types of folks. Just joking, man. But not joking. You get it. Let's take another call, man. Here we go.
Theo Vaughn. This is Lauren from Boston, and I am calling because I love and like you.
All right, Lauren. Appreciate the good words. Thank you for calling. Onward.
I saw you at the Wilbur Theater last March in Boston. My friend Kevin took me for my birthday. We had super good seats right up front. You were so funny. You even at the beginning seemed a little bit nervous. And then you crushed it. Your openers were awesome. Neither of us had ever heard of them, and they were awesome to be introduced to. But I'm calling because I'm from New Hampshire originally, and
shout out Hamp. Shout out in Hamp, baby. Live free or die, son. You know that. That's their motto. And maybe that would be a good place to have those types of concerts, brother, who called in a minute ago. Out there in New Hampshire where, they got Dunkin' Donuts, they got a cemetery right there. You go to the show, you hit the urgent care after, and then boom, you're in a cemeterio if it doesn't work out. Otherwise, you're living free. Gang, man, onward.
That rural outskirt, where, before Trump's America was a thing, it was Trump's America. Confederate flags up north, trucks with lift kits. People say yes, spelled Y-U-T.
Yeah.
And a lot of those folks, became Trump voters. And I'm down here in Boston. I went to college here and I stayed here. And it's hard to explain to people the nuance. I'm a feminist. I'm progressive in many ways. And I still have love and respect for the people I grew up with. And I feel like a lot of that is being washed away on both sides. And there are little places where it still lives, and you help remind people of that you can be many different kinds of a person and love many different kinds of people. And I just appreciate it.
Well, man, this audio is jacky today. Thank you for the call, young lady. And I think it's nice that your boy Kevin took you out there to see the show. And that's a real, when you get out there to see the show, that's really... man, it's fun. I feel like, I've said before, a lot of times I want to be I want to be sitting in the audience. I don't want to be up there on the stage. I want to be out in the audience and be able to enjoy the show, and I do enjoy it, but it's just a different type of thing. There's a lot of people in America that are going to vote for Donald Trump. There's a lot of people that like him. Certainly in the places that I grew up. And there's people that are in my family that love him. There's people that don't. There's people that don't love him, but that will vote for him. There's people that will vote for Biden if he runs. There's all types. But I do think it is interesting how, I'll never turn my back on any of those types of people. I don't care. I don't think anyone should tell you who to vote for. I really, really don't. I think that's your thing. And it gets to me how I see how people where I'm from are people... I see how people that love Donald Trump love him. I see how they support him. and I don't know. I mean, I think there's some people that love him, but I think there's some people that just vote for him. But I see why. I certainly see why when it comes to being poor and white, because everybody else looks at you. The media makes fun of you all the time. The only people you can make fun of still are poor white people. On any television shows, it seems like. If you're from a poor white place, they immediately say you're racist. They say you're dumb. They look over us. And yeah, but if you're poor in any other color, or if you're impoverished from an impoverished place and you're black or Latino or Muslim or something, then had such a tough time. You had a tough upbringing. And I'm not saying you didn't, but I'm just saying it's got to be a fair thing. I don't know. But yeah, I don't care who you vote for. I hope you vote for somebody that you like. I really do. And I don't care what side of the track that they're on. I really don't. I've voted for candidates on both sides, which I don't even know if you can legally do that. But anyway, I didn't mean to just kind of ramble on a lot of that stuff, but yeah, it hurts me. It hurts me a lot of times when I hear people say certain things, because they just assume. They assume that people where I'm from are racist. Man, you know how many times we spent building Habitat for Humanity houses, going to help with those for poor black families in our area, and we didn't have a house. I was on the same bus as those kids. But what do you just, you can't harbor on the stuff. You just try and do your best, and, but I've seen a lot of great stuff from a lot of the areas that other people these days, and a lot of other people, it's just the media, it seems like definitely seems to look down on. Except for when they want to sell you something, boy. They'll take your money. So that's what people should start to do, is just be careful where they put their money, Because some people, their perspective is just one thing. So it's like, you can't get angry at a fish for being in water, man. You can't, you can, but is it really that justifiable if all the fish knows is water? And you over here telling him about air? He don't know about air. And I'm pretty, fortunate. I've been able to, I've been fortunate to, kind of just spend time right on the beach, in the air and in the water, and both are awesome, man. Gang, bro. But anyway, I didn't mean to rattle off. That's a lot of political shit, man. I shouldn't, sometimes I don't like talking about a lot of that kind of stuff. But we got too much stuff dividing us these days. And they win. When they divide us, they win. You know that. Gang, bro. Let's take another call that came in right here. Gang, bro.
Hey, what up, Theo? I'm calling from Vegas. Just been having this shit on my mind, and I don't know what to do, dog. I'm about to have a baby and shit, and
Oh, congratulations, brother. That's awesome, man. If you get a baby, dude, then you get a real gift. To think that somebody is entrusting you with a life, that's pretty amazing. That's crazy that the other side of existence is straight up mailing you a life out of your girl's body, dog. That's crazy, bro. That's the original FedEx right there, son. Gang.
I went through my girl's, like, Facebook and all that shit. Come to find out, like, she's like a low-key little hoe before I got with her. And she was, like, fucking some fucking fool I don't even know, like, a month before she met me and shit. And, like, I've been on her, like, Facebook, and I see, like, all the fucking motherfuckers that she used to have, like, liking her pictures and all that shit. She don't have them on there no more. But, I mean, I had to check her, like, fucking, at least fucking 3 times about that shit. And, like, I'd be finding shit, like, on her conversations with, like, her fucking family and all that. And she's over here talking about how she used to fucking have motherfuckers up in her fucking apartment. And
Dang, bro. Appreciate the call. You know that. Man, I'm sorry that, you know, I can certainly, you know, I've had a lot of experiences with jealousy, you know, and I'm not accusing you of being jealous, but, you know, you got a good opportunity right now. You know, all the things you said she used to do before y'all were together. She had a life before you guys, you know that, man. So it's, you know, it's really, you know, you gotta G up, bro. Maybe have a Red Bull or something and just, I think you gotta find some ways to forgive her, man. I think you have to, bro, because you can't be, you gonna drag all this stuff along forever? You know, I'm sorry to hear that, but you can't. What was your past like? You know, I used to be real angry at my girl, and then I realized, damn, my past was sketchy, bro. Hell, my current is sketchy. I'm sketchy now. So, you know, when I've had a girlfriend, and it's like, damn, you know, I used to get angry, bro. I used to get angry at my girlfriends. Dude, my first girlfriend, one time I got so angry because she had dated this guy before me, and I like held that shit against her. You know, I made her feel bad and stuff. Man, she couldn't do nothing about that, man. That was before I even knew her. So, you know, I think you just got to find some ways. You got a baby coming. Like there's, you know, God has given you this gift between you and this girl. So it's obvious that there's some real power there between you guys. And I know it's going to be hard, man, but I think you just got to forgive her and you have to let it go. You know, I'd maybe even find somebody to talk to about it. I think that could help, man. I really, really do. You know, and I'm sorry to just kind of sound like I'm telling you what to do, but I just want to see you enjoy this experience. I don't want to see you look back and, you know, because it sounds like you're just angry. And I don't even know if you're really angry at her, if you just angry, you know, and I don't know. The last thing we need in this world is some kid coming into it and, you know, and people fighting over the past. We got enough fighting over the past going on in the world. You know, and so I think if you can do it, man, you're gonna have to let some of that stuff go. And be a cool dad and start a new adventure with her. You know, I know it's really hard. But you can like just be supportive of her and just be a man so she doesn't have to be with these fools anymore. You know? You're lucky you caught her from these fools. You know, and a lot of Latinos, man, they like to fight in a car wash. I remember. I went to school over there in Tucson, and kids always fist fighting over there in a car wash. And then somebody get the suds gun and fucking go to town on some little dude, you know? Little Hector getting, you know. Oh, you like the limpio, Hector? You like the limpio, papa? So it's, you know, it's just, you can do it, bro. But, you know, I would find somebody that you could talk to that can really help you about it. And maybe even go into like a 12 steps for anger, anonymous or something. And I'm not trying to call you out. I'm not trying to say you're a bad guy or anything like that. I'm really not. You know, we're just people, bro. And it's not easy being people. But that baby, man, I just want you to have fun with that baby, you know? And you got a great chance. She didn't have a baby with any of those fools, bro. You the one. So go get it done, Daddy. You can do it. I really think you can do it. All right, let's take one more call here. Actually, this is a good place to let you know right now about BetterHelp. That this episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 24 hours. It's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. It is professional counseling done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's counselor network, which may not be locally available in many areas. It's interesting. We'll get like a gym membership, but we won't get a membership to take care of ourselves emotionally. And I think BetterHelp offers you that. You get timely, thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches. They make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. I had a counselor on there, and we would talk on the phone, and sometimes we would Skype. And even if I needed someone in an emergency situation, BetterHelp offered that. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit betterhelp.com/Theo. That's BetterHelp, and join the over 500,000 people taking charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. That's right. Special offer for this past weekend listeners. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/THEO. What else do we have, man? Should we get into one more call? Here we go. Let's take this hitter, gang.
Hey, Theo. This is Mike from Illinois. Got a question I want to run by you. Just moved to a new town, and I've got a little bit of money saved up, and I work full time, and I'm thinking about starting up a side business. And for years, I've been looking into it. I think I'm ready to finally go. I think I'll start my own ice cream truck business. I got really excited and started looking into it. Right away, all my friends are kind of poo-pooing the idea, and
They called haters, baby. They called haters, Michael. More?
saying it's creepy and that it's there's a lot of pedophilia ideology surrounding the whole thing, which I never thought about.
Well, you definitely should have thought about that, man. We had a guy by us, they had a company called Perry's Putt Putt. And they sold mini golf to children. And hell, I don't even know if they sold it to us. I think if you just showed up and had shorts on, the man would let you play it. And the man, I think this man, Mr. Perry, he would get out there and every now and then he would spin the boys around in a circle. And he would grab you by your feet and he would spin you around. And everybody would laugh and stuff, and half the time you'd vomit or, spit up a damn now and later or whatever you'd had for lunch. But yeah, it was a real shithole establishment. But you got to think about you can't, I wouldn't go alone out there. If you go in wealthier neighborhoods, it's going to be different. You're going to the kid is going to come to the thing with the parent or with a babysitter. But dog, you roll down East McGee Street over there in Covington, Louisiana, son. You're going to have you're going to have a couple 6-year-olds. Some kid trade you a video game. Some kid trade you a freaking, maybe a picture frame with his grandmother in it. People do more trade and barter for that Astro Pop, for that little Mickey Mouse with the gumball nose. Or give you that for that Bananarama, slick, thing. That banana fudge sickle. So, I say do it, man. But I would get a different type of music. I would do country music or get crunk with it, Carl's Country Cream Van. That's what I'd call it. Carl's Country Cream Van. And every now and then you pull over and get out and do a dance. Do something. Come with a real-ass hustle. That way, at least if a kid gets diddled out or something, or you even flirting with a kid, at least you brought some entertainment to the village first. Otherwise, you get these assholes rolling through the neighborhood. All they want to do is touch kids and make cream money, you know? And they're not doing nothing. But yeah, man, I think it sounds pretty cool, bro. I think, hey, you know, I'd get me one of them Astro Pops. I don't even know if you could get. I love Astro Pops, so I'd give you 75 cents for it, you know, or let you feel my elbows, bro. You know that shit, boy. Shout out Perry. Shout out Perry's Putt Putt. Real rot gut establishment over there. All right, I'll take one more call here. Let's get it, gang.
What's up, Fonz with the Bronze Daddy? This is Denzel Saltington, a.k.a. Barmelo's Anthony. I'm calling from Afghanistan, brother.
Oh, Lord, baby. We got a fella. He's calling from Afghanistan. That's Memphis, baby. Oh, yeah, that's home of the first 48, bro. If you like a little bit of urban murder, bro, crack into that gang, bro. Onward.
I just had 3 questions for you. The first one was, have you ever been to Memphis for a show or for anything like that?
Yes, sir. And I've been to Memphis, man. I've been down there on Beale Street where they got the people drinking by the goats. I've been over there, you know. I've been over there and seen. I've been over to Sun Studios. I've driven over off to Tupelo and seen where Elvis was lived as a baby. You know, I've been over there in Memphis, over to the Peabody Hotel, where the ducks roll through there. You know, I've been over there, baby, and I love it, man. Gang, I love Tennessee. Onward.
Like that. If not, you should come. We'll definitely keep you safe.
I love how that's your new motto in Memphis, dude. We'll keep you safe, bro. That's it. Dude, if you've ever seen the first 48, bro, that's Memphis's new motto. We'll keep you safe, bro. Onward, man. I appreciate it.
2, you are a very beautiful man. And that isn't gay because I like women sexually, but I just had to let you know that you are a very beautiful man.
Thank you, brother, and I appreciate that. And I feel a little bit more beautiful than I used to when I was young. Which is interesting because I was definitely handsomer when I was young because I had more blood in my body and more, you know, tighter cells and everything. And I feel you, man. There's nothing gay about that. You know, there's nothing real gay about it. If you think another man is, I mean, it's definitely kind of late night, you know, cocaine vibes, kind of, if you say that, you know, that's a beautiful man, but it's onward.
I know part of it has to do with that mullet, but even without the mullet, you're still very beautiful.
It's a haircut. It's a hockey haircut, really, bro. I don't know if you ever watched hockey or been to Europe, which is another country, but they have more unique hair there, you know. And shout out Hanzo Nation, bro. Gang, onward.
And I just had to let you know that. I appreciate you, Theo Vaughn.
Dude, you said 3 questions, dog. That was 1 question, and you told me I'm beautiful, bro. That's flirting. So to be real honest, that's flirting, man. You know, but hey, whatever, man. Look, I'll say this, dude. What about this, bro? And no homo at all, you know, if you feel me, bro, no homo, but if you had to take a man out on a date, this is for anybody out there. And this for straight men only. If you had to take a man on a date, on a first date, you had to take a man. Say you go over there. You go over to to the side of the tracks where men love men. And you know what I'm talking about. Homosexuals. Say you do it. Right? And it's great if you do, if you want that. If you want that in your life, do it. But if you're a straight man, what kind of date would you take a man on if you were going to take a man out? I'd love to hear some of those calls. 985-664-9503. We'll get into some of those next week. If you were really to be, being wild with a, if you were going to take a man out, but you're not gay, but you were going to take a man out. And I think it's really straight of us to even talk about this and, and there's nothing wrong with that, man. So Yeah, so if you got that, man, hit the hotline, 985-664-9503. Yeah, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank you guys for the call. A lot of great calls. You know, I want to hope that everybody's staying safe out there. You know, I want to apologize if I said anything that's just kind of too political or anything like that. I know people get enough of that in the world. But you know, I can't help where God put me into the world at. And you know, I feel like, you know, I feel like I have to believe that we're all headed into a best direction. You know, and I believe that. I really do. 'Cause I don't think that, I just don't think that this whole adventure of being human is supposed to turn out bad. Sometimes I want to. It's fun to think of anarchy and, you know, it'd be fun to play Robin Hood and get on your roof and, you know, shoot people down and stuff and that kind of shit. But, you know, I think that we're all headed overall into best practices, you know. So, but anyway, man, I love you, and you guys be good to yourselves, man. You know, you deserve it, and thanks for the calls, and we'll get out to the rest of them next time, and gang. Celebrate living, celebrate misery. You know that soon we're gonna die. Let's have some fun while we all die. Celebrate dark days, celebrate all your pain. All of the demons exercised. Let's have some fun while we all die. Also, I wanted to thank all of our Patreon supporters. You know, we just put a new video up on there too, just so you can check it out. And, you know, I know we've pared down our Patreon and made it very limited of what we're offering there. It's just basically a very low-level support. Of $2, but still there's a lot of people that choose to make that support, and I just want to say thank you very much. You guys be good to yourself, gang.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jonathan Kite, and welcome to Kite Club, a podcast where I'll be sharing thoughts on things like current events, stand-up stories, and 7 ways to pleasure your partner. The answer may shock you. Sometimes I'll interview my friends, sometimes I won't. And as always, I'll be joined by the voices in my head.
You have 3 new voice messages.
A lot of people are talking about Kite Club. I've been talking about Kite Club for so long, longer than anybody else. So great.
Hey, sweetheart, here's the deal. Anyone who doesn't listen to Kite Club is a dodgy bloody wanker. Do you know what I mean?
Hi, I'll take a quarter pounder with cheese and a McFlurry.
Sorry, sir, but our ice cream machine is broken.
No!
I think Tom Hanks just butt-dialed me. Anyway, first rule of Kite Club is tell everyone about Kite Club. Second rule of Kite Club is tell everyone about Kite Club. Third rule, like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts or watch us on YouTube, yeah? And yes, don't worry, my Brad Pitt impression will get better.
This past weekend. All right, check. Got me? There we go. Happy Monday.
Celebrate living, celebrate
misery.
You know that soon we're gonna die. Let's
some fun while we all die. All right. It's Monday, September 25th of the year 2017. And some people want to say that it's not autumn. Okay, but it's autumn. It's fall. You know, this is winter's little mixed baby. You know, this is winter's little mixed baby. And this thing is nibbling at our nipples. I went outside yesterday and I could feel Mother Nature being naughty. I could feel her licking at the ends of my limbs, at my elbows and my lips. I could feel that naughty little biatch tickling my whiskers. You know what I'm talking about? And that is autumn coming. That is Mother Nature showing off her fanciness. You know, she's hanging all her clothes out to dry. You know, the party's over, the skinny dipping and the swimming and the drinking lemonade and the summertime activities are over. And Mother Nature's about to shake them leaves off. And you could even hear birds being like, hey, motherfucker, it's about to get cold. And you see little birds that could be, that might not even make it through the winter. You see them trying to couple up with bigger birds that are going to be able to take care of them. You know, you'll see a sparrow trying to fuck a goose. Or you will see even a hummingbird, you know, trying to, you know, get in a little bit of, trying to get into some doggy style with a raven. You will see things like that because some of these smaller animals know that winter's coming. And that's all that's going on. Thank you guys for joining me. Oh man, I'm excited. I'm excited about this show today. I had a sidekick on last week, right? A lot of you listeners weren't happy about it. I understand. And he'll be back. He's going to pop back in later on today. We're going to try it in a little bit of a new facet. He's not here now. So that's going to be good. We're going to get into some other stuff. Oh, I got to tell you what happened to me. I got hair rejuvenation surgery. Hair rejuvenation surgery in my head with my own hair. And what it is they take part of your hair out of the back of your head. And look, I got enough hair for everybody. If you got a bald child out there or something, you know, I could make wigs for half of a St. Jude's commercial. I got enough hair coming off the back. And so a buddy of mine introduced me to this dude a while back, this doctor out here. And next thing you know, I'm in there talking to him and he's like, look, you should get the surgery. You should get the procedure. And I love surgery. I've always loved surgery since I was young. When I was young, I had a very small wiener, basically a wiener hole, the hole in your wiener, urethra or urethra. It's one of them. One of them's also a singer. I don't know who it is. One of them's I think a African-American mezzo-sopranist. But the urethra or the urethra, my hole basically on my wiener was too small. So when I would pee, I was peeing, I could pee I could pee almost maybe 45 feet. It was dumbfounding the distance that I could urinate. And so when I urinated, I would piss big on apple juice too. If I had apple juice, dude, I was basically a water gun. You know, I remember my brother I'd drink a bunch of apple juice and my brother would carry me around and I would basically just piss at my sisters. You know, because I was just like a weapon. But it became a strain on my body. It became like painful. And so they had to take me into the surgery area and they had to cut, recavernate my penis hole. And so, and I don't know what the exact procedure is on that. I would look it up, but I don't want to get into my computer. I want to stay in my brain. So that's what I would do, man. I got that done when I was young. And then I swallowed all them quarters. They had to get the quarters out of me. I had a spine surgery a while back, may or may not have needed, but something about surgery and something about procedures I think it's just the care or something when you're in there. You know, when you wake up and suddenly there's people again, dude. Ah. That dirty, what is that, a trumpet, a horn? That's it. That is it. The Little House on the Prairie theme song. God, that was a good one. One of my favorite shows of all time. Some people know that. Some people don't. Now you know it. Michael Landon, bruh. I bring this to you. It is January 16th. It's 12:40 a.m. I had a show tonight at the Hollywood Improv. And afterwards, I had a fan of mine, friend, I say a friend, a lady that I've met through comedy, brought me 2 shirts as a gift. One of them had You Know Who, your boy, Michael Landon on the front. Oh, beautiful shirt, dude. Some type of cotton, black cotton or something. And another shirt, it said, All Day I Dream About Michael Landon. Now that one might be a little bit of a reach, but still, you gotta love Michael Landon. I grew up watching Little House on the Prairie. It was like the only time my brothers and sisters and I would sit together in sheer joy was in the morning. It came on every morning on TBS, and it still does, actually. It might come on in the afternoons now, but it came on every morning, Little House on the Prairie. If you don't know the show, it's about a man and his children, and they just doing their best, bro. They're doing their best, and I loved it, dude. We would sit there and watch it. We would fight to be in front of the TV. We had like this 12-inch color TV. I think it was color. I don't remember. I was a kid, so even if it's black and white, when you're a kid, you can imagine there's color there. But man, we would sit and watch the episodes. I found an episode here online. The first season, first episode, Little House on the Prairie. The episode called A Harvest of Friends, bruh. I'm going to read to you the synopsis of it. The original air date, September 11th, 1974. In the first episode of Season 1, the Ingalls, that's the family, settle on the banks of Plum Creek. Charles asks the Olsons for credit to buy a plow and seed, but they explain they can only offer credit to farmers they've known for a long time. Dun, dun, dun. Charles ends up making a deal with Mr. O'Neill. In exchange for a plow and seed, Charles agrees to repair O'Neill's roof and stack his grain within 3 weeks. After completing the roof, Charles decides to take the family on an all-day picnic to make up for the time he spent working. Unfortunately, he falls out of a tree while trying to retrieve a kite. Oh, that kite hustle, and breaks his ribs. O'Neill assumes Charles won't be able to stack the grain and takes the oxen a day early. Losing the oxen, bruh. Charles can't afford to lose the oxen and tries to stack the grain with broken ribs. He collapses. And then Laura and Mary start stacking the grain. Dr. Baker, Mr. Hanson, and Mr. Olson and other townspeople see the girls struggling and team up to stack all the grain, allowing Charles to keep his oxen. That's teamwork, bruh. That's family, man. You can't stack the grain. You can't get the job done. Your neighbors come to help you, bruh. That's what I loved. I think that's what I loved about it, man. Just seeing, like, camaraderie and teamwork. Because it wasn't like that in my neighborhood, dude. Bro, I remember first time I ever pulled up into my neighborhood, bro, growing up. Because my parents got divorced. We ended up in this shitty neighborhood. And the first day we got there, this man, these two grown men, this older man, he was a senior citizen. He was fighting a bus driver. They were fighting in the street, a school bus driver. School bus driver, he didn't wear a shirt. You know, he chose not to wear shirts or just didn't do shirts. But they were fighting, and they had a ditch fire going. And a ditch fire, instead of, waiting for somebody to come and get your trash, people would just burn all their trash in the ditch. I guess it could have created some carbon monoxide issues, or, it could have affected the environment. I don't know. We didn't have an environment. So anyway, the bus driver threw this old dude into the ditch fire, bruh. The old dude, everybody's like, going over to try to help. But then this old dude, bruh, gets wiry because, old dudes got old dude strength. This dude just got up out of the fire. His arm was still burning. He had flames coming off his back. And he went and attacked the dude again, bruh. Attacked the bus driver. And that was the first day I ever spent in my neighborhood. When I saw that shit, I was like, damn, man. We're fucked. My family is fucked. So yeah, that was my old neighborhood. So I think when I saw things like Little House on the Prairie with like camaraderie, they had a doctor if you got hurt. Like they had a dude in my neighborhood that got hurt. He broke his clavicle, right? And or his collarbone or collarbone. And his shirt never fit the same. Nobody took him to a doctor. His shirt never fit right again. He had kind of that slope coming in a little bit on the left. I mean, he couldn't keep a raindrop on his shoulder. That's for damn sure. So anyway, man, I guess I loved Little House on the Prairie. And tonight somebody bought me this Michael Landon t-shirt. I put it up on my Instagrams. It was cool, man. It was just nice. It was like a nice thing I didn't expect. That's nice when something happens that's unexpected. That's a beautiful thing. I got to remember to try to do that more often for other people. Just do something nice, Dude, I always wanted to break into somebody's house and install an alarm. That used to be like kind of this idea of mine. Like, I'm going to break in and install an alarm. But then I thought, what if you break in, somebody's there, you get shot up? Then you can't be like, don't shoot me. I'm here to put in an alarm. I just don't know if they would buy it. So maybe I'm just going to sit on that idea, bro. I'm going to sit on that idea. But ring the good idea bell, because that is a good idea. That is a good idea. Good to chat with you or be here. It is Monday, January 16th. It's actually Sunday night. I haven't gone to bed yet. It is 12:48 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I had a pretty good weekend, man. What'd you do? I know you watched some football probably, huh? Did you watch some football? There's a lot of good games on, man. I threw a little wager down. I bet on today's games. I bet Pittsburgh. I took Pittsburgh in a point, and I bet Green Bay would win. That was a game, huh? What about that footwork by Aaron Rodgers? He barely even separates his legs. He's just like a little dancer out there. He just kind of like just move. He's like a little like Billy Elliot, He's like Billy Elliot from that British movie, I'm not a poof dad. It's about a young gentleman. His father thinks that he's homosexual because he wants to dance. But he's not, or he may be, who knows. It doesn't really go all into that, but he just wants to be a dancer, man. And I'll be honest with you, I think I could have been a dancer, bro. I mean, there are days, dude, when my feet just feel light, and I really feel like I could have made a name for myself in some of those, some of those circles, some of those dancing circles, but I just didn't have the support when I was younger emotionally to tell me it's okay to get out there and dance, I just didn't have it, man. I didn't have it. So if you got a kid that wants to dance, get him some dancing shoes, man. I could still tap dance. I met a guy yesterday who was an adult tap dancer. He was dressed like he was from Boardwalk Empire, kind of. So that was a little bit squirrely, but he's an adult tap dancer. And I talked to him about it a little bit. I will say it did seem a little strange when he just started just dropping feet everywhere. Like he would just break into some, just fancy footwork. So maybe it's not for me. I don't know. I thought it felt like, Jesus Christ, somebody fucking, get this dude a Game Boy or something. Get this guy a PlayStation 6 or something. I don't know. But yeah, Green Bay won that game, huh? What a game. Both games. Dude, and then the Dallas fans, I don't know if you heard this, Dallas fans, they had a bunch of severe storms in the area and tornadoes. Some of them had to stay. They weren't allowed to leave the stadium. And that's obviously the last ones, the most inebriated ones. They're stuck in there. All the media was stuck in there. Some of the players were stuck there. So apparently they were all just hanging out on the middle of the field. I bet that was pretty interesting, I'd be pissed, though, You're starving. Your team lost. $14 hot dogs, that's all they got for sale. The cheerleaders are all fully dressed now. I'm out. Jerry Jones probably just offered them like some cups of water or something, Nothing fancy. I don't know. I watched that game. It was good, man. That Pittsburgh game looked cold, didn't it? Oh, those guys look freezing cold. I don't know if I could do it. I'm at the age now where I think I've given up. Like there were years where I would watch football and be like, I could be out there. Even though I never played football. I never played it. I played it at home. We played 3 times a week in our neighborhood. I never played organized football. We didn't have health insurance, so I was always afraid, of getting jacked up. I'd just be that dude, I'd be like frickin' the dude with the bad clavicle, the dude that can't hold a raindrop on his shoulder, bro. I didn't want to be like that. They had another man in our town, an Elvis impersonator. I think I've told this story actually, but he broke his leg, and they set it in cement to save money, and it healed up fine. But then when they rebroke the cast, they broke it with a sledgehammer and rebroke his leg and hip in about 7 places. This dude, he was an Elvis impersonator. I think I mentioned that. Anyway, man, what else is going on? Jimmy Snuka died. Jimmy Superfly Snuka. I don't know if you knew this guy or not. He was a wrestler. He was a wrestler. He was a wrestler. Professional wrestler. Dude, before I forget this, I was in the airport one time. I saw Evander Holyfield, the boxer, right? Famous boxer. Got his ear bit off by Mike Tyson. I saw him in the airport in Chicago a few years ago. And he was sitting at a McDonald's. And the McDonald's had a front porch. It had like a little outlet that you could sit there, and it kind of jutted out into the terminal walkway. So I'm walking along, and I see Evander Holyfield. He's just sitting there, and he's got a bunch of fries, man. Fries only. Nothing else, just fries. And he was taking these fries. And just shoving them into his mouth. And he couldn't even open his mouth. I don't know if he'd just been punched so many times, or maybe he could open his mouth. He was just tired. I never been so tired that I didn't open my mouth when I was putting food in it. I guess you could just shove food through your frickin', flap curtain lips. But he was just shoving fries through his lips. Like it was like kind of like at the whenever you get your luggage at an airport, if you miss the luggage and it just goes back through those black curtains, through the black plastic flaps. It was like that with him. He was just shoving these fries just through his flaps, through his face flaps. And I was baffling to me. I'm like, maybe he'd been beaten so bad he just can't open his mouth anymore. Well, anyway, they had this little lady, this young girl, actually, kind of a middle-aged child, basically, maybe 17 or 20, who worked down at the Cinnabon. the Cinnabon, that's just a little fat center in the airport where they got them good smells. So you go over there, and they got 19 different sizes of a cinnamon roll, bro. Just, 2 bites, and you feel like you got to take a nap because your sugar's all up. But this girl runs up. Evander is sitting there just shoving fries through his face flaps. And this girl runs up, and she's just standing there right in front of him. And she goes, ooh. And he looks over, and she goes, ooh. I used to watch you wrestle. And dude, I about lost my mind. I used to watch you wrestle to a professional boxer. Ooh, ooh, I used to watch you wrestle. Anyway, that's my wrestler story. I was a big wrestling fan. Jimmy Superfly Snuka, he died. I think he was in his 70s. What does it say here? Let me find it here. Jimmy Snuka. Yeah, he died, man. He died. 73 years old. He died. He had stomach cancer. Kind of broke my heart when I heard about it. He was supposed to go on trial, I think, recently, or was soon to go on trial for. He allegedly murdered his girlfriend. Not a cool move, Not a cool move, dude. He allegedly killed his girlfriend in 1983, but they dropped the charges because he was going to die. I guess he had terminal cancer, and that was going to be that, and so they dropped those charges. But they found his girlfriend in a hotel room, I guess, a long time ago, in Pennsylvania, and she wasn't living anymore. He said she fell down. Yeah, right, dude. You're a wrestler, bro. There was a body slam or a frickin' leg gypsy hold or something. A frickin' chop. Something you did. But yeah, man, Jimmy Superfly Snuka dead. He was the one, man. He was the one growing up that just electrified me. I loved wrestling. I grew up poor, white. Those were our heroes. Those seemed, for some reason, poor white people, we love wrestling, bruh. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the abuse, it's the steroids, it's just how easy it is to take in. You just believe it. For some reason, everybody in my neighborhood loved wrestling. We just believe in those heroes, man. Those were our heroes. Yeah. The guy allegedly killed his girlfriend. Now that I couldn't do, man. I couldn't kill my girlfriend. I've had, 3 girlfriends, which isn't really a lot. Because I'm emotionally damaged. Hard to connect sometimes. But I've had 3 girlfriends. Could I have killed any of them? Yeah, I could have killed. Some of them wasn't very bright. So I could have maybe not killed them. I couldn't have killed them, no. So I'm going to say that. I couldn't have killed them. I could have gotten so angry at both of us that I could have driven us off of a cliff or something like Thelma and Louise. I could have seen something like that, possibly, if it was, say we're moving across country together and, some ignorance hits an all-time high. I could have just seen me just veering us off a cliff, maybe. I don't know. New Mexico. Maybe in New Mexico. But yeah. But I couldn't. I don't know if I could kill anybody. I love murder shows, dude. I love murder shows. Buried Treasure. That show Disappeared, where people are just missing. Jesus. I used to go look in the woods when I was growing up for missing people, for missing bodies and stuff. I guess I thought when I was young that like the woods behind your house or near your house were like the same woods everywhere, that the woods were the woods. So whenever I would watch those shows, those Unsolved Mysteries or America's Most Wanted, and like a body was missing, I would be like, it might be in the woods. So I'd go look. And knowing my neighborhood, it could have been, man. Anything was possible. They had the first funeral I went to. The dude that got thrown in the ditch fire, years later, he died, right? So I'm walking down the street with my buddy Danny, and he was born with some deficiencies. He had extra salivary glands in his face, so he was always kind of spraying out of his face. When he would smile or feel real joyous, he would, kind of spout out at the corners of his mouth. And then he also had was born with like a wrist in his neck. His neck had just an involuntary spin to it about every maybe 5 seconds. His neck would just flare around in just like a circle like that, just like he would look to the left and then look straight up and then to the right and then back to center, just involuntarily. Anyway, he and I are walking down the street, and the man who got thrown in the ditch fire, his son was there. And he said, "You guys want to come to a service?" And I didn't know what a service was, man. I thought it was, I don't know what I thought it was. I probably thought it was something religious. And I guess I was right in that sense, because we walk into the backyard, and they had buried the man. They had put him in a coffin, in a pine or something coffin. Maybe it could have been teak. It looked pretty something malleable wood. And they put him in the ground, and there was some chairs set up, some folding chairs, some of those kind of brown folding chairs. And we all sat there, and they read some scripture, and then they buried this man in the backyard. And they're like, "Does anybody want to say some words, Does anybody want to say some words?" And I didn't know what to say, So I just, try to do the sign of the cross, even though I didn't know it. And then Danny, this dude, he stood up and said the grace that you say before dinner, whatever it, "Bless us, O Lord, and these thy gifts, we are about to receive thy bounty through Christ our Lord, amen." And then, "God, we thank you for this food." I'm thinking to myself, that's definitely not the fucking prayer you say when somebody's dying, but he didn't know any better. Anyway, fucking that was it, dude. What the hell, man? Thinking back, that's baffling, dude, that we're standing next to a funeral and he says grace. He said dinner grace. Whatever. That's life, dude. Or that's death. But I loved wrestling, bro. Dude, my brother and I, we used to push the beds apart in our room, and that would be like two sides of the ring, and we would just wrestle, bro. And we had charts of all the different wrestlers, and we each drew names, and that's the wrestler we were, and whoever would win, that wrestler would be eliminated. Man, that was fun, dude. That was fun. Those were the good old days, man. That's what we did. We got outside. We didn't have this before they had the wrestling video game, so we had to go do it. Whatever. Now they got the game, so these kids don't have to do it. We had to go impersonate those adventures. We couldn't just sit in front of a TV and be a pilot or we had Super Mario, and they had some, eventually John Madden came out. But before that, we just had to go and pretend we were these things. So that's sometimes my issue with video games, is that it just takes the place of an imagination. It's like, why do I don't blame a kid. They don't know any better. They don't have to imagine anything anymore if it can just be presented to them in front of them. But anyway, man, that was wild. But yeah, that Kansas City game looked so cold. Couldn't do it, dude. I couldn't even go stay. I wanted to live in New York. I wanted to stay there for a little bit longer, but I got to wait till it warms up. I can't be there in the winter like that. Just chills your bones, just makes you feel like a dead body that's still just walking around. What else, man? I've been watching that show, The OA. Have you seen this? It's on Netflix, The OA. I heard the ending is horrible, but everything before the ending, my God. It's awesome, bro. It's like people that had a near-death experience. And then this scientist, I don't want to tell you what happens, but if you like it, if you like a little bit of kidnapping and some, it's got some light science fiction, it's right on. And I don't know, I heard the ending is not good, but I guess I'll just enjoy, the meantime. That show's good, dude. I want to watch Shameless. I haven't seen that. What else? I don't know. Oh, could I kill my girlfriend? I couldn't, I couldn't kill my girlfriend. Could I kill someone? I don't think I could do it, man. I just don't think I have it in me, And you got to hide the body. That's the thing, too. Like, I could understand how people could kill someone in a fit of rage. Something crazy happens. Their psyche breaks. And they just kill somebody, But then, you got to hide the body, bruh. Nobody gets away with... so rare with the DNA. You got to make sure their phone isn't around because the phone sends a ping out, apparently. The towers, it's always like the phone was bouncing off these towers. You got to clean up, or you got to kill them real carefully, I guess. Like you got to invite them over and just have Visqueen all over your house. Maybe say some painters are coming. So that way, you're already prepared. I couldn't do it, though. Yeah, I couldn't do it. Oh, I'd hate that, dude. I'd hate to get murdered. I don't want to get murdered. I don't want to get murdered, dude. Hopefully I won't. Plane crash. Oh, I would hate a plane crash. Oh, that's got to be the worst. Oh, that's got to be the worst. What's the worst way to go? Anyway, I'm getting pretty dour here. I'm getting pretty damp here in my words here at night. It's late. It's late, man. This is what you get when it's late. I had a great show this weekend. I worked with Harlan Williams, who I'm a huge fan of. He was in Half Baked. You may know him from, and other things too. But in Half Baked, he had that scene where like he's gonna feed the horse all those groceries, and he's like, "What can I get for you, big girl?" And he's talking to the horse, and this black lady's walking by, and she thinks that he's talking to her, and she turns around and she's like, "Fuck you, nigga." That was baffling to me, man. That shit was hilarious. So I got to work with Harlan Williams, dude. And that was great. He came up to me afterwards and said that he really loved my set. Which was nice. Because, when these older comedians or comedians that have been around longer, they come around and say something, or any job, it always feels good to, I think, when somebody who's better than you and has more experience than you and somebody you admire, drops some good knowledge on you, or drops some admiration, or just pats you on the back. So I got to remember to try to do that. Trying to be a better person. That shit's hard, isn't it? Trying to be a better person and live and just manage your regular life at the same time. It's hard, man. It's not easy. It's not easy. We're all trying. Hopefully we're all trying to be better people. I don't fucking know. Some days I just want to just get a bunch of ice cream and just lay in the sheets and just try not to do masturbation. I gave into some masturbation this past week, so, I'm back, I'm empty. You could say it like that. That's nature, bro. I didn't want to do it, I guess. I don't know. I had that moment where I was like, God, I know I want to, but I know in my brain that I don't want to. What do I do? Well, masturbation won, bro. It's a powerful drug. Your own dick? That's a powerful drug. Your own crotch? That's a powerful drug. Oh, let me listen to this. Get me back to sanity. Yeah. You got to help with those bags of grain, huh? You broke your ribs playing in a tree. You got to help with those bags of grain, huh? Help your friend with his grain. Be a good neighbor. We don't even know who our neighbors are anymore. I always thought that should have been a good holiday. Here's a holiday. Go next door. Find out who the fuck lives there. Dude, we would eliminate so many creepers just like that. So many of my friends have no idea what their neighbor does. But we have That's another thing. Like, I'm excited about having some borders in this country because we don't even know who the fuck is already here. It's scary. It's scary living in a country where you don't know who's here. You know? That's bizarre. That's bad. That's crazy. That's like, imagine you wake up and there's some people in your house you don't know. Huh? Who are you? Huh? That's America, man. That's America sometimes. You know? And I know it's like you got to be, the land of the open and, the free and stuff like that. But I think sometimes we got to know who's here. We need a roll call. That's what we need. We need everybody's third grade teacher to show up with the pencil in their hair and do a roll call. Or do like a boat safety drill. They do on a cruise. They get everybody out in the beginning. You got your group where you meet up. You put on your life jacket. Do that in the street. Let's find out who our neighbors are. Find out who's here. Fucking creepy McGooberson down the street. Who is he? I don't know. Whatever, dude. It's obviously been a long weekend. Throw some dates. I got some new dates. I'm coming to Baltimore. Dude. Let me tell you the name of this club, bro. Just got it in. Here's the place, dude. It is called Magooby's Comedy Club. That's where I'll be. It's actually in Timonium, Maryland, February 9th through the 11th. So that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Magooby's Comedy Club in Timonium. I don't know where that is. It sounds like something I should get inoculated for. Timonium, Maryland. Let's see what it is. Ooh, there's a racetrack there. There's about 9,900 people live there. Ooh, they want to bring the dog in. They want to bring him in to Timonium. Yes, I'll be there. I'll be there out in Timonium. It looks like it is near. It's about, right outside of Baltimore, north side of Baltimore. Outside of that, I'll be at Virginia Beach Funny Bone coming up January 26th through 29th. And then I'll be at the Schaumburg Improv outside of Chicago February 2nd through 4th. And the Comedy Works in Denver. That's February 23rd through 26th. So I'm excited about that, man. What else happened, man, this past weekend? Just did some sets, man. Harlan Williams saying some nice things. That was cool. Just trying to be a decent man. That's what else is going on. I'm trying to stay out of the politics. It's hard not to talk politics, man. Just so many people. I just don't know how they get people to see each other's perspectives. People have different perspectives. Like, people live in different worlds. Like, out here in California, a lot of these people out here, they live like it's just a different world. They can't even fathom the environment that I grew up in, or the environment that a lot of people grew up in. People that are well off, they have no idea what life is like when they're not well off. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem is that people just see the world completely differently. Like, they can't see my perspective and I can't see their perspective. So sometimes it's just baffling how people feel like we live, in this same universe. Like, people out on the West Coast are always like, no more racism, no more, it's like we don't need, and it's true, you don't need those types of things. You don't need racism. It's horrible. But then but they don't understand how people who are living in environments where there is racism, they don't know what that's like. It's totally different when you're living in an environment where there is a lot of racism. It's just baffling, man. It's different. It's like we just need to swap places. I don't know how we do it. Maybe virtual reality. I heard that there's going to be virtual reality. This is true. Let me see if I can find this article. Virtual reality, where you can experience different races. Let me see. I saw this a while back. I'm just looking it up on the Google here. Top virtual reality going by now. Race, no. The experience, it's, no. Ethnicities. This shit is baffling, dude. Race and virtual reality. Virtual body swapping. Shit, I don't know. But yeah, I heard there's a virtual reality where you're going to be able to see what it's like to be different ethnicities. So you can put on like Latino and walk down the street, I guess, in this virtual area, and you'll see what it's like. I mean, that's it. I just don't know if is that going to help people. Maybe that'll help. Maybe that will help. Maybe that's what we need. You know, maybe we need to show each other what it's like to have lived each other's lives. Maybe virtual reality can that do that? But is that going to change our minds, or is it just going to change what we see? You know, I don't know, man. But it's crazy sometimes out here in California. It's just like people don't see that the rest of that America is different, or they don't care. You know, like I'm amazed at all these celebrities that just bash. You know, like, I mean, the poor white people are like the punching bag of America right now, and that's kind of hard for me because I grew up poor and white. You know. And I don't think poor white people are bad people. I don't think anybody are bad people. It's just, I don't know. Fuck it. Whatever. It's tough, man. It's tough out here. It's tough sometimes. Especially having like a southern accent. People think immediately I'm just, some yokel. It's just, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm going off. At least I'm not a Dallas fan. Whoo! God, that must have hurt, huh? But they got young players, Ezekiel Elliott, that guy. Oh, getting him on my fantasy squad. Definitely. Next year. What else, man? Jimmy Snuka died. We went over that. Trying to see if there's anything else really exciting I was going to tell you guys about. The weekend was pretty chill, man. I went over to some friends. I went over to some friends who watched the Atlanta game. That shit was pretty dope. They had some kids that were obviously big Atlanta fans. Some pictures of Paris Jackson I just saw. Michael Jackson's daughter. Dude, she's an attractive young lady. I don't know how old she is. That's why I'm not going to say anything more, but she looks 18. She's an attractive young lady. That's got to be crazy. Michael Jackson was your dad. Can you even imagine? All the NDAs you had to sign growing up. Can you even imagine? That's got to be bizarre. But that's it, man. That's what's going on this past weekend. I don't really have a ton, so I'm not going to take up a lot of your time, but I'll check in again next weekend. We're going to get some video options. We're going to start doing some guests. I'm open to any constructive criticism. I don't know if this is a good idea to just get on here and share. I always second guess myself. I've always been that kind of person that, just second guesses themselves. I wish I wasn't sometimes. I wish I was more confident. And sometimes I am. It's getting better. I'm almost 6 months sober. Or haven't drank, haven't been drinking. So that's exciting for me, man. On the 17th. So that's pretty dope, dude. So that's one cool thing. And I've been enjoying that. I know that's a buzzkill to a lot of my fans who wanted to buy me a beer. But you can still buy me a beer. Just make it a ginger beer, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that, dude. But anyway, a breakdown from this weekend. Oh, I was thinking about some sounds that I make, dude. I was thinking about like when I get angry, this is the sound I make. Thinking about that one. That's the one I make a lot, dude. Like when I'm really upset. Fuck! I do that one. I'm trying to think of one that I do like when I'm in the car. I do that one. I'll drop some. Sometimes mostly in the morning, like right when I get up, if I'm in the shower, I'm usually like kind of pissed off. I'll just belt out a series of just every racial slur that they ever made. I'll belt it out just to get them all out of my system. I do that in the morning. I'm gonna think about that. I'm gonna think about some sounds that I make. I'm gonna try to pay attention to some sounds that I make in the next week, and I'll bring them back for you guys next week. But that's it, man. That's what's been going on. If you have anything you want me to discuss on here or talk about, we got Adam Carolla coming up on Allegedly, on the Allegedly podcast that I do with Matthew Cole Weiss. You can check that out. That's going to be released tomorrow. That's allegedly, and it's on iTunes. We got Adam Carolla. Margaret Cho was our guest. That was a great episode. She talked about how when she was hanging out with John Travolta one time, and he ate an entire pie by himself. Could you even imagine sitting there watching beautiful old blue eyes Travolta frickin' smugging down a pie like Evander Holyfield? I used to watch you wrestle. I used to watch you wrestle. Oh, it was good, man. The old days, huh? Ah, I miss them. I always long for the old days, man. What else? I'll try to give you a personal update. What's going on, man? Copped a little bit of oral. Recently, so that was good. I don't know if I got to read up on oral sex and see what the history of that is, and I'll try to do that for next week. Oral sex and maybe some different sounds that I make, not during oral sex, but just during life. Different life sounds. I'm making a chart for next week. Oral sex. But yeah, copped a little bit of oral, It's always good to keep your vibe going, get out there and, experience somebody else's face or mouth with part of your body. I think that's good for men and women. A lot of these women are just, offering oral these days too, they're just like, it was probably 2 months ago. This girl's like, you want to come around this building and just, chew on my frickin' little birth wallet. And I'm like, whoa, lady, that's pretty bizarre. It's quite an offer, just traipse around the corner of a building and frickin' snack on the end of somebody's birth wallet. I'm out, lady. All right, I think that maybe wraps it up, dude. I had some fans that sent in some music, some opening music. Maybe I'll try to use that next week. Some cool tune that they made. But that's it, man. I'm just trying to stay positive. This week was a little tough. I got down in the doldrums, kind of. It's kind of hard when that happens, bro. I stay on my meds. I keep my meds tight. I stay focused. I get out of myself, spend time with friends. I call friends constantly, see how they're doing. This week, I'm excited this week. We got a couple of cool guests for the podcast. We got Aaron Carter coming in. That'll be interesting to see what his life's been like. He's like a young musician, dude. And that's it, man. I'm excited for the games next week. Atlanta and Green Bay. I'm going to go with Green Bay. I think it's going to be a Green Bay New England Super Bowl, and that'll be a rematch. I think they played years ago in New Orleans. I'm not sure, but at least I'm not a Dallas fan tonight. Sorry about that, Dallas fans. KC fans, I love you guys. You're out in the cold, and Dallas fans, you're gonna have a great team for a while, so everything will be okay. At least nobody's a Saints fan. We got to get rid of Sean Payton, dude. Anybody thinks that guy, he thinks he's Bill Belichick, but he's not. He's not. He's had 5 defensive coordinators. Oh, they're all the problem? Huh, Sean? With your booty hole mouth. He got a mouth like a booty hole, like a sphincter. Look at his mouth next time. So just like a sphincter. Imagine somebody I bet his booty hole looks like a regular mouth. I bet that. And on that note, man, this past weekend. Let me know any constructive criticisms, man. I love it. If you love the podcast, comment on it on iTunes. Say something nice. And be good to yourselves, man. If you're being hard on yourself, if you're trying too hard, take a break. Let some light into your life. Ask God for help. Ask your friends for help or help a friend. Quit thinking about yourself if you can. It'll make everything easier, man. It always does. I'm not trying to preach at you. I'm just trying to be here with you. But love you guys. I'm trying to love myself. We'll see how it goes. And this is Monday, January 16th, 2017. And this is this past weekend. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jonathan Kite, and welcome to Kite Club, a podcast where I'll be sharing thoughts on things like current events, stand-up stories, and 7 ways to pleasure your partner. The answer may shock you. Sometimes I'll interview my friends. Sometimes I won't. And as always, I'll be joined by the voices in my head.
You have 3 new voice messages.
A lot of people are talking about Kite Club. I've been talking about Kite Club for so long, longer than anybody else. So great. Hey, sweetheart, here's a deal. Anyone who doesn't listen to Kite Club is a dodgy bloody wanker. Do you know what I mean?
Hi, I'll take a quarter pounder with cheese and a McFlurry.
Sorry, sir, but our ice cream machine is broken.
No!
I think Tom Hanks just butt-dialed me. Anyway, first rule of Kite Club is tell everyone about Kite Club. Second rule of Kite Club is tell everyone about Kite Club. Third rule, like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts or watch us on YouTube, yeah? And yes, don't worry, my Brad Pitt impression will get better.